Welcome to the Vault XL. This is live number 2. This is a 3-part topic discussion. R. Kelly. There's a leak audio of he and someone speaking. He's telling someone he feels neglected inside of this jail, having medical problems with his leg and blood clots. The Ohio father who executed his 3 sons, lined them up. One girl child got away and the wife was wounded in the hand. And the third part of this live is pertaining to Candus Wells. As most of you know who are following the content pertaining to Summer Wells, the 15th marked 2 years that a report out of Rogersville, Tennessee of a girl child missing. There have been no new updates from TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells, any suspects, any arrests. Her parents have now, I'll use the word, fled to Arkansas to work because they can't work here, allegedly because YouTube is harassment, so on and so forth. We're going to take a dive into that discussion of why they're there, what's the truth to why they're there, what is the holdup with an arrest in this case of Summer Wells, and why are you people still bothering them? There comes a time when you have to move on from things, not forgetting about Summer, but who gives a damn about what the fuck these two are doing? Leave them alone. Bothering them, calling police because of children in the room, this and that. Who has that kind of time to follow these two jokesters around? I know I'm being truthful. It's one thing to say, well, I'm a podcaster, blogger. I want to get the truth out about true crime. But you're doing stories of things that you're doing to people. Whether you think they're guilty or not, you're stalking them. Who cares? You have to know when to draw a fine line in trying to follow in behind people and report a story. Legally, no one on YouTube is a reporter. Let me make that clear. You're just taking money that people are sending into you to your fucking Cash App to go follow these people around. Some of you need to get a job. You need to get a real job. Because there's no way I'm going to waste my fucking gas money to go down to Arkansas and sit outside somebody's hotel, filming their car, their truck, and banging on their door. No, I ain't got that kind of time. Yeah, I'm talking to you, JLR, whatever the fuck your name is. You need to grow up. You know, all that shit you all pulled down there, up the road from me, rather, because I'm 1 hour away from their house. That was enough. Now you're all the way down in Arkansas. And I'm surprised she even opened the door. It shows you she don't have no sense. You're supposed to look out your door. You're in a hotel. You're supposed to look out the peephole, look out the window to see who the hell's knocking at your door. Candus, you need to get it together. Now, I'm not a right fighter for her or Mr. Don Wells, but there comes a point when you need to know your lane, and some of you need to get back in your lane. Going down there for what? What's the purpose? What is the purpose in going down there to film the car, call the police on Candus? For what? But she shocked you, didn't she, when she opened the hotel door, from what I've heard? You were expecting what? Some kids to be in there. What? You thought she was going to get arrested for what? We're going to talk about that a little later. Let's first start off with the Ohio father who executed his 3 children. Prayers to the family, the mother, who now has to grieve her children. Thank God the girl child was spared. You will hear and see that the father is very emotional in court on Friday. Is he ill, mentally ill, dissociative personality, schizophrenic? But he planned it, allegedly, for months. So that throws out mental illness. Or does it? Ohio has the death penalty. Will he face the death penalty? Will he ask for a bench trial? Just a judge only. Give me my punishment. I did this. I killed my kids. Will he give a reason for why he shot his children? What was going on with this man, his wife, his family? Financial issues. You'll hear that the father says, don't say anything bad about my child. I don't know what's going on with him, his wife, his family, woo, woo, woo. You also have a neighbor testifying that he argued with his children. He screamed at his children. Was this often? Was it a one-time thing? Did he abuse his children, abuse his wife, verbally, physically, any other type of improprieties against his family? What's the truth to this man? Does he have mental illness, on medicine? Did he take drugs? Was he alcoholic? Who is this Dorman, Mr. Dorman. Interesting name, Dorman. Oh, he did it all right. He killed his kids. Court TV is the source. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Beganji129. Cash App, stickers and chats are welcome. During the live stream, the link will be dropped after my commentary. Thank you for your time. Hello, Brittany.
Advising them that the male shot the entire family. Welcome back. Court TV is covering a horrific story in Ohio where a father reportedly confessed to killing his 3 young sons, execution style, out in the front yard. They were 3 years old, 4 years old, and 7 years old. According to court documents, Chad Dorman confessed to planning and carrying out the killings for several months. Take a look at the chilling moments police arrived at the home.
Where's he at? Get him right here. You got one for me. Stand up from that. Walk towards us. Stand up now. Walk towards us. Stand up with your hands up. Stand up now. I know, but we can't take it. Show us your hands now. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up now. Stand up. Stand up. Come on, 20. It's in there. I got Get the EMS over here. I'm not trying to put you. Get your butt inside. Yeah, get your butt inside. We're on primary. 29, we got 3 main down.
Our affiliate WCPO spoke to Dorman's father.
They won't let you talk to your son? Keith Dorman, now living in Florida, said he came back to Ohio Thursday night after he found out what happened that day on Laurel Lindale Road in Monroe Township, but said he's not allowed to talk to his son. Chad Dorman confessed to shooting and killing his 3 sons execution style. Chad's father tells us this is completely out of character for Chad, saying his son isn't violent. I don't know what went on in his personal life. It's a shocker to us we didn't see it coming. He just snapped. I could tell in his eyes he's hollow inside. That wasn't Chad standing at the arraignment. I mean, that was not him. Contrary to what the elder Dorman said, this is what Assistant Claremont County Prosecutor David Guest said in court Friday.
We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses.
On Friday, we found out prosecutors charged Chad Dorman with domestic violence in 2010 for allegedly choking his father, but authorities dropped the charge. Keith Dorman told me he can't figure out why his son would have done this. A lot of stuff out there that could make you flip, and I don't think there's enough research on that, alluding to the possibility his son Chad could be suffering from mental illness, but also said, I don't know if it was financial. I don't know if it was marital. I don't know if it's work-related. I don't know. Keith defended his son, saying he was a good kid and a good father, but said, I don't want nobody to badmouth him because this is a terrible thing he did, and I'm angry at him for it, but there's something deeper inside. That's all it is.
And Dorman is being held on a $20 million cash bond. He will be back in court next Monday for a preliminary hearing. Still with me, criminal defense attorneys Laura Yaretzi and Joseph Tully. Joseph, this is a sickening, horrible case to discuss. There is a confession here. A lot of people wondering why, though. Investigators tight-lipped on any more details of what we know, but where do you see this case going?
I am surprised that there's a preliminary hearing so quickly. I would think that the case would be probably dragged on. For a very serious case, you just want to plan and prepare, and it generally takes more time. I see mental illness, I being in practice for over 20 years, a lot of times there's nonsensical things, horrific things that don't make sense, and it always goes back to mental health.
Yeah, this is a father. This is someone who these babies relied on as a protector, Laura, and yet he's accused and confessed to lining them up and then shooting them execution style, even hunting down one who tried to run away while it was happening. The mom trying to step in, she was shot in the hand, trying to protect her babies. And then there's also another child, a little girl, who was seen running down the road saying, "My father's killing everyone." In fact, we have the middle school counselor, or the school counselor, they're talking about that little girl. Let's watch.
She's full of life, and I just can't imagine the trauma and everything that she's going to have to work through in these next few weeks, months, years.
And the ripple effects of this case, Laura, I'm with Joseph here on this. Is really, can maybe only be explained with the mental illness.
I mean, it has to be. I can't see a father killing 3 kids, 3, 4, and 7, execution style, and you could see he's emotional in the courtroom. He's not somebody who's got no feelings, right? He's super emotional, so something must have happened to him. His father said he may have snapped. Maybe he did snap. Maybe he's got a history of mental health issues that the father is not talking about or hiding, because we also heard that there was some kind of domestic violence involving the father.
Let me go back a minute, because there's something where they're stating that somebody got choked or something. I didn't quite understand that, so I'm going to go back. I'm 6 minutes, 57 seconds in. I need to go back to that because it's throwing me off. I don't really understand what they're saying. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to play this.
Also, this is completely out of character for Chad, saying his son isn't violent. I don't know what went on in his personal life. It's a shocker to us. We didn't see it coming. He just snapped. I could tell in his eyes he's hollow inside. That wasn't Chad standing at the arraignment. I mean, that was not him. Contrary to what the elder Dorman said, this is what Assistant Claremont County Prosecutor David Gass said in court Friday.
We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses.
On Friday, we found out prosecutors charged Chad Dorman with domestic violence in 2010 for allegedly choking his father, but authorities dropped the charge. Keith Dorman told me he can't figure out why his son would have done this.
See, he says Chad Dorman. This is just strange to me. Wait a minute.
Friday.
We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses.
On Friday, we found out prosecutors charged Chad Dorman with domestic violence in 2010 for allegedly choking his father, but authorities dropped the charge. Keith Dorman told me he can't figure out why his son would have done this. A lot of stuff out there that could make you flip, and I don't think there's enough research on that.
This makes no sense to me. The court says in 2010, Chad Dorman choked his father, but yet the father is speaking to this reporter that his son is not violent and he doesn't know why he did this. But yet you have this lady speaking, saying maybe he's not telling the truth to who his son really is. And why would the state drop the charges? Did the state drop the charges because he didn't want to testify? Here in Tennessee, in this region where I am, East Tennessee, it doesn't matter if you decide you want to drop the charges against your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, lover, whomever, family member. The state can pick up the charge. And I'm sure there are other states that do that as well. they pick up the charge whether you decide to testify or drop the charges yourself. Because once you admit that you were hurt by the perpetrator, you've put that out there. Now you don't want to go to court. Now you don't want to testify. So what the hell is the father talking about? He's not violent. I don't recognize that guy standing there in court. They just said he tried to choke you in 2010. What the hell are you saying? Or are we talking about two other fathers, a stepfather and another father? I don't know. Help me understand.
Alluding to the possibility his son Chad could be suffering from mental illness, but also said, I don't know if it was financial. I don't know if it was marital. I don't know if it's work-related. I don't know. Keith defended his son, saying he was a good kid and a good father, but said, I don't want nobody to badmouth him because this is a terrible thing he did, and I'm angry at him for it, but there's something deeper inside. That's all it is.
Wow.
And Dorman is being held on a $20 million cash bond. He will be back in court next Monday for a preliminary hearing. Still with me, criminal defense attorneys Laura Yaretzian and Joseph Tully. Joseph, this is a sickening, horrible case to discuss. There is a confession here. A lot of people wondering why, though. Investigators tight-lipped on any more details of what we know. But where do you see this case going?
I am surprised that there's a preliminary hearing so quickly. I would think that the case would be probably dragged on. For a very serious case, you just want to plan and prepare, and it generally takes more time. I see mental illness, I being in practice for over 20 years, a lot of times there's nonsensical things, horrific things that don't make sense, and it always goes back to mental health.
Yeah, this is a father. This is someone who these babies relied on as a protector, Laura, and yet he's accused and confessed to lining them up and then shooting them execution style, even hunting down one who tried to run away while it was happening. The mom trying to step in. She was shot in the hand, trying to protect her babies. And then there's also another child, a little girl, who was seen running down the road saying, my father's killing everyone. In fact, we have the middle school counselor, or the school counselor, they're talking about that little girl. Let's watch.
She's full of life, and I just can't imagine the trauma and everything that she's going to have to work through in these next few weeks, months, years.
And the ripple effects of this case, Laura, I'm with Joseph here on this is really, it can maybe only be explained with a mental illness.
I mean, it has to be. I can't see a father killing 3 kids, 3, 4, and 7, execution style, and you could see he's emotional in the courtroom. He's not somebody who's got no feelings, right? He's super emotional, so something must have happened to him. His father said he may have snapped. Maybe he did snap. Maybe he's got a history of mental health issues that the father is not talking about or hiding, because we also heard that there was some kind of domestic violence involving the father previously. So that's the only way I could see that. I could see it playing out. It's got to be mental health, maybe a combination of some marital issues, other issues that just got him to the point where he either snapped or, he basically snapped.
I see the snapped theory, but at the same time, according to the investigators, he confessed to planning this for a long time. Joseph, that's really
that's where you messed up.
And
should have never said that.
I am thankful that there
you want to get insanity plea.
He wanted to do away with everyone, and are you surprised? Sometimes in these situations, we see the perpetrator take his or her own life. That didn't seem to be a motive or murder-suicide here. And we watched the video of him being arrested by the police without incident. He wouldn't stand up, but without incident there. Do you see him maybe? I know some states have preliminary hearings before the formal arraignment or plea. Do you see this possibly just him pleading guilty to something here?
Not with such a serious case. I think that the case will be kind of put off. It might go forward, but in situations like that where there's a time not waived in such a serious case like this, where somebody's facing such harsh consequences for the crime that they're charged with, the only time that you do that is to beat try to outpace maybe a death penalty. You want to get it going, you want to get it done as quick as possible so that they don't come up with something worse. So I see the case being dragged out. Slow down, take your time, be careful about it, and really thoroughly investigate what happened.
Sure, and Ohio is a death penalty case. That's something here I'm sure prosecutors, Laura, will mull over on whether or not they're going to pursue. That's still kind of early in this case, this trial with his first appearance, and then of course with the $20 million bond. And that's a statement too, Laura.
Well, yes. I mean, look at the number of children who have been killed execution style. And as you said, this is something he'd been planning, and he admitted to that in his confession. It's really problematic. He clearly is unstable, emotional. This is not the kind of person you want out there, right?
Exactly.
Because he could be a real threat to the safety of others. He could be He could be suicidal. Again, looking at how emotional he is, that would not surprise me at all. So that the 20 million, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and we're going to keep following this tragic case, of course, and see how it unfolds.
Okay, everybody. What a mess this is. Court TV is the source. Mr. Chad Dorman choked his father 13 years ago, 2010. But yet the father says in this commentary, he's not violent. Well, sir, who taught your son to choke you? Was there violence growing up in Chad's household as a child? What was he going through? Marital problems, financial. Didn't want to be a father any longer. Didn't want to be a husband any longer. He checked out. Lining somebody up is what we think of as execution style. But yet the children are different places in the yard. So that's kind of strange too, because I thought they'd all be lying dead together. But as you see them moving around with the little black box on the screen, they were in different places, the victims. Girl child gets away. Do not believe that is his daughter. That's a stepdaughter, if I'm not mistaken. I stand corrected if need be. Mother shot in the hand trying to stop him from shooting her children. Did the gun go off, or he intentionally pulled the trigger and shot the mother in the hand? What was going on with him? I still can't get over this father saying, don't talk bad about her. I'm just as mad. I'm mad. Well, sir, I'm entitled to my opinion just like others. And many people really don't care about what you think right now. He's killed 3 kids, 3 babies. Their lives have been snuffed out prematurely by a man who had become unhinged. And yes, he need no bond. I hate when they give these high dollar ass bonds. Damn, are you hurting that bad for money? You're hoping somebody can come up with a $20 million bond? He doesn't deserve to be out, no matter what's wrong with him. No matter if he's mentally ill, schizophrenic, dissociative personality. I don't really care. He doesn't need to be free. Because if he planned it, then that means he's lucid and he knew what he was doing. And at any time he could have checked out, such as walk one foot in front of the other and kept it moving. People leave people every day. People leave their families every day. They file for divorce. They keep it moving. Why didn't he do that? Why didn't the mother do that? Stay woke. I always tell you to focus on what you hear at the beginning of the story, because that is where the answer lies. Your son choked you 13 years ago, and yet you will say in 2023, after he's been killed 3 fucking kids, your grandkids, oh, he ain't violent. What do you call somebody putting their hands around your throat? I'll wait. Maybe he learned that from you. And you're trying to pacify the genetic pool. Because he was taught to be violent. He was taught to pop off. A neighbor says he yelled at the children, screamed at the children, screamed at the wife. So was this often, sporadically, every day? What? Any other crimes committed of violence, theft? Does he have a criminal record? Does he have violence against women? Any other bad relationships where he popped off, punched the wall, punched the face, knocked a tooth out? Daddy, are you covering for your son because the cat's out of the bag now? He's done the ultimate dirty deed, such as kill his children. But see, you can't cover up this now. And is the mother partially to blame for being with a violent man? Because you see, as I've said to you, what you do as a single person, you can't do in a relationship with children. You want to be with a guy that beats you up, hurts you? That is your choice. But once you have children, you can't allow somebody to beat up your damn kids, yell at your children, physically hurt your children. So did the mother see the signs that she was with a violent man? If so, how long were they together? Did they ever separate? Are they legally married? So on and so forth. Did he beat the kids, hurt the kids? Harsh punishment, and the mother allowed it. So you have to ask all those questions. Because I found it strange the police is arguing with somebody. Get back in the house. Well, who are you speaking to, officer? Because 3 are dead. The little girl ran down the street, so that leaves the mother. Unless you're talking to the dog. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Who was the cop arguing with? Get back in the house. Was that the mother? I'm just curious. At this moment, what is the mother feeling? Regrets? I picked this loser, the psychopath, to lay up with and have kids. He's killed my babies. That's a hell of a burden to carry. Especially if you were a willing participant in your children being ostracized, physically assaulted by your husband. You ate it a couple of times. I'm not trying to be mean, but this ain't no overnight situation. Because he's admitted that he planned this for months. So out goes the mental illness card. Ohio is a death penalty state. Will the state bring forward a death penalty charge? Possibly so. Will he do a bench trial by judge only, admit to his wrongdoing, and ask for his life to be spared as not to get the needle to the arm? What will it be? Will he plead it out? Will he say he's mentally disturbed? Was he physically abusive, verbally abusive? Was he tired of being a parent, a husband? Did he intend to shoot his wife, or she wrestled with the gun and the gun went off and shot her in the hand? Why didn't he kill himself? He was quiet when they picked him up on the stoop. Solemn, silent. Told him he wouldn't hurt anybody. I guess not. You've already hurt the people that you wanted to hurt. That's the scary part of this story. Not just that he murdered his own children, but that he was calm after the fact and sat and waited after they've gone to get 911 help. I'm not going to hurt anybody. Now, yeah, because the deed's been done. So did he want to kill his wife as well? She should count herself very lucky today. Should the mother have custody of the little girl? Now, some of you will say, now, Angela, this isn't nice where you're going. No, because I take you down the road that a lot of you don't like to travel, which is called Truthville. See, I weigh all options. I don't pick and choose what to say in a story as to worry about offending anyone. Because sometimes you don't serve the story justice by sugarcoating things. Because if the neighbor is telling the truth, that he yelled often at the family, then that means the mother is a party to the abuse, whether you like it or not. So I'm going to ask again, was he physically, verbally abusive to his family? And the mother rode the ride? Because I got a feeling the signs were always there, and she stayed. And her children were the ultimate sacrifice. And that's why I said, besides the obvious, that's a hell of a burden to carry if you know you laid up with a dirty bird who was unhinged and you stayed with him any damn way, hoping what? He would change. Because many of us do that. We stay around vile people in hopes that they would change. So was he abusive to his family? If they can show cause to state that he's been abusing this family, should this woman have the rights to her daughter? Because then that will show she doesn't have the fortitude to use discretion in raising children. Yes, this is a two-party street now. Imagine being the child abused by this man, be it a father or stepfather. Your mother stood there idly by, allowing this man to hurt you, and you were the one that ran away. Checkmate. Would you want to be with your mother after this? As we've learned with children, they have a penchant for forgiveness. Discerning spirit to, forgive. Because children are resilient. They'll even want to be with a bad parent, neglectful parent, not so nice parent, horrible parent. Because now everyone has to carry that burden around. I'm the one that got away. I'm the one that let this man abuse my children. That's a hell of a brick to carry. Will he plead guilty immediately in court? Asks for a judgment from the judge, no trial, and asks to have his life preserved and not receive the death penalty? Or will he wait, get an evaluation, see what the forensics say, psychologists, psychiatrists, and press from there? And will the death penalty be offered in this case against Mr. Dorman? Why did he do it? As I said, crying in court, genuine or an act, calm after the fact, saying he wouldn't hurt anybody, confessed to killing the kids, planning it for months, which will lead some of us to believe that he's not that ill. Or is he? Schizophrenic, dissociative personality. Who is Mr. Dorman? And is his father in denial of who his son is? Because we have learned with true crime, people aid the people during their wrongdoing, and then they aid them after arrest and or suicide. And we've seen that in many cases, such as the Laundries, the man that killed his wife and kids out west in Colorado, the Watts case, still have family support. I'll love you regardless. Stupid mothers. I'll love you regardless. Well, you're going to love your murderer. Somebody say, well, Angie, that's not fair. That's still her child. Let me explain something to you about murder. If a person could kill their own fucking kid, how in the hell would you be special as the mother or the father or the brother or the sister? What is the difference? Flesh of flesh, bone of bone. Checkmate. Oh, he wouldn't kill me. I'm his mom. But he killed something he brought here? Stay woke now. He would kill his own child. He provided the sperm. The mother provided the egg. And he would line them up like shooting gallery and kill his own flesh. And you think he wouldn't kill you? Well, now, you are obviously delusional. Because that's the first thing that will come to my mind Learning that someone I love killed their own fucking kid or the mother or the wife. Well, they would do it to me too. Because people are saying about a husband and wife, oh, well, that's different. They had a bad relationship. Oh, so that gives you the reason to go kill your wife or your husband because you had a bad fucking relationship? Well, people have bad relationships every day. You don't go kill your husband and your wife. You either work it out, you can't work it out, you walk on. You're tired of being a father? You're tired of being a husband? You walk on. You check out. This ain't the way you check out. Slaughtering your family. That's why you know, as they said in this commentary, yes, there's a whole lot going on with Mr. Dorman. And 9 times out of 10, everybody saw the signs that he was whacked up, jacked up, unhinged, fell off, popped off, because you don't wake up one day and start killing people. You've been thinking about it, and he admitted it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I've been planning it. He didn't even have to tell that, but he did. Maybe he does have remorse. Because a lot of times these type of people, they don't talk. They don't tell you why they did it. They don't tell you nothing. They just get the lawyer and they let the lawyer do the maneuvering. This is a terrible case, once again, of a person unhinged. And 9 times out of 10, everybody saw the signs that something was wrong with him. I don't believe that neighbor was lying, that he argued with his family. Because when people have like temper problems, they can't control themselves. They pop off. Every little thing agitates them, pisses them off. He's probably the type, hey, grits too cold. Grits ain't hot enough. What's wrong with the hot water? Hey, you're talking too loud. Hey, you're making too much noise. He probably was easily irritated. And all those things come from trauma. Life struggles, obstacles. You become easily irritated. Very rarely do you just wake up and become irritated. It's shit that's been going on in your head, in your mind. And the only way you cope is by lashing out. So was he lashing out at his family? And on this fateful day, he killed his kids. And by the grace of God, the other child, girl child, was able to run away. And her life was spared. And the mother's life was spared. But he does not need to be free because he's unhinged and he is a threat to society. And obviously nobody knows Mr. Chad Dorman. That's obvious. Prayers to the family and the community. I'm sure this is an ultimate betrayal and shock. Because as I've always said about people, there will be people that will say nice things about you, and there will be people that will say bad things about you according to how you interacted with them and how they treated you. But every situation and person is not the same. One person will have a good story of Mr. Dorman, and somebody else will not have a good story. But I think the father needs to wake the fuck up. Because there's no way I'm going to go on a news outlet and tell people I have a good son. He's a good kid, but he's the same kid that choked me. Whether I was in the wrong or right in the situation, he violated his father. And you know that's in the scripture that you don't do anything like that to your parents. And he might have been a badass dad that deserved choking, but you understand what I'm saying. He didn't have any self-control, whatever the situation was. I believe there's some denial in this family. And I believe that's why he's right where he is, in jail. And 3 little spiders are dead. Because the buck got passed a lot of times. His attitude, demeanor got overlooked. And now 3 children are dead. This is why I tell you, you have to stay woke. You have to know the people you're hanging with, the people you're around. You have to know the temperament of people. You have to know when, okay, they're acting out, they're talking crazy, they're calling me names, they're putting their hands on me. I need to leave this MF alone. But foolishly, we still deal with these people. And sadly, 3 people are no longer here because they're just babies. They don't have the fortitude to walk out, run away. They're children. That was up to their mother to do that. So I'd like to know the dynamic of what really was going on in their life and if this lady rode the ride with this man. Because in the end, it was her responsibility to try to leave her husband if he was violent to all of them. If she wanted to stay on her own, that's on her. But when you decide to have children, you have to think for your children. Your needs and wants have to go out the window. Thank you for joining me. Live topic number 2. R. Kelly. Three-part live, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. Hot new hip-hop is the source of this information. R. Kelly accuses prison of neglecting his medical needs. I'm scared for my life. Uploaded 7 hours ago. It appears that R. Kelly is dealing with some serious medical issues, with the prison's medical staff is allegedly neglecting his needs. Initially reported by Hip Hop DX, a leaked phone call obtained by Rap House TV emerged this morning of R. Kelly expressing his concerns about medical attention surfaced online. In the call, Kelly claims that he's made numerous complaints about his health without any doctors actually checking on him in any capacity. The R&B singer previously underwent surgery on his Achilles for blood clots. However, it's unclear if that's why he sought medical attention. I don't deserve to die because somebody miscommunicated or somebody took a guess at what's going on with my leg. I'm not supposed to die this way. You're not even supposed to take a chance on that, Kelly allegedly says in the audio clip. Afterward, he explained that under any other circumstance, someone would have already tried to rush him to get checked by a doctor and at the very least received an X-ray or some sort of test. Also in the same article, one of R. Kelly's victims demands that his medical information be released to the public. And that is information I brought you the other day in a live stream. Should his medical records be released due to the fact she claims he gave her an STD, which is herpes. And 9 times out of 10, if R. Kelly is the doer of passing the disease, then all those other women he slept with, 9 times out of 10, they also have herpes and God forbid, hell, HIV, because he's not the type to go to the doctor. And let me say this, because I said this to Brittany before going live. It amazes me how all these MFs go to court, go to jail, Bill Cosby, Epstein, Weinstein, all these crazy ass people. And then they start crying that they're sick. They don't feel good. They're in a wheelchair. They've lost 50, 60 pounds. Their hair is falling out. But when you were out here in the street doing your dirty business and you were on the up and up, you were feeling mighty, mighty fine. Were you not? You're soliciting people, trying to put your pee-pee in women's mouths, sexually assaulting little boys and girls, telling women, oh, I'll give you a roll if you sleep with me, you let me touch you, fondle you. Oh, you were feeling good then. You could see good, no glaucoma, no chest pains, no blood clots. Everybody's feeling great. But now we're in jail. We don't feel too good. I can't see. I need glasses. My head hurts. My chest hurts. Yeah, well, you know what? My head hurts too. My head hurts from all these theatrics, this putting on. And I ain't saying that some of you didn't take ill while inside, because most men don't like going to the doctor any damn way. So I guess when your ass finally got arrested, that's when your health started to fail miraculously. Do you feel sorry for R. Kelly? Should his medical records be released to the public if indeed he has an STD? Is his health in dire a dire situation. Let's hear what Robert Kelly has to say about his health.
Rap House TV.
Natural causes, and I deserve that. I don't deserve to die because somebody miscommunicated or somebody took a guess at what's going on with my leg.
Rap House TV.
I'm not supposed to die that way. I'm not even supposed to, you're not even supposed to take a chance on that. Because it was your child, if it was your father, it was your mother, somebody you love, you would have said, go to the doctor, we need to get that checked out, we need to look at that, we need to x-ray that. They didn't even x-ray.
Rap House TV.
And that's why I'm speaking out on this, because I'm scared for my life in that area. And who wouldn't be?
That's right.
Who wouldn't be?
Rap House TV.
Animals better than that.
That's right.
Rap House TV. This is leaked audio. He states he's scared for his life. They treat animals better than this. This is due to him having blood clots, serious blood clots in his legs. Kelly explained that he needed to voice his concerns due to the apparent risk of his condition. Because if it was your child, if it was your father, your mother, somebody you love, you would have said, go to the doctor. We need to get that checked out. We need to look at that. We need to x-ray that, he explained. They didn't even x-ray. And that's why I'm speaking out on this, because I'm scared for my life in that area. And who wouldn't be? They treat animals better than that. R. Kelly is currently behind bars after he was convicted of sex trafficking. His attorney, Jennifer Bojing, previously called out the healthcare of the facility where Kelly was incarcerated. She explained to ABC7 that this was an issue that all of the individuals incarcerated at the MCC face. Every prison deserves medical attention, medical care. The MCC is required to address these things in a competent fashion, Bojing said. And when you go down, there are more articles pertaining to R. Kelly. His accuser contracted STD, demands singers medical, and also R. Kelly's royalties awarded to his victims. That was June 2023, both articles. Well, let me say this. Robert Sylvester Kelly, you have never cared about anybody, and that's even including yourself. You are a selfish motherfucker. You are an overly sexed individual. You are a sadist and you are a pedophile. You're also a bisexual man in denial. You have never given a fuck about anybody. And now that you sit in jail and you have become ill, you now want treatment better than what you gave your victims and innocent people. It doesn't matter that people liked him, wanted to be with him, wanted to have sex with him. There's still a way of treating people. And I hear you are a nasty son of a something. So that's still not an even exchange if a person is consenting to sex and of age. I don't give a fuck that you like R. Kelly. I liked R. Kelly music too, but I didn't know R. Kelly. And I'm not going to go down in the abyss for some stupid ass songs where all he talks about is screwing somebody. Just like the other day, I'm riding down the road and I'm listening to his songs in Motivation by Kelly Rowland, formerly of Destiny's Child. Everything's about screwing, sucking, licking, screwing, lay you down, lick you up. That's all he cared about. One song, I Believe I Can Fly. Everything else, sex, 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 sex. He was telling you all along what he was about if you listen to the music. R&B my ass. He's a sadist. And he's got the nerve to be sitting here on the audio crying. You didn't care about those kids you were seducing. You didn't care about the little boys and girls you were seducing. Using people to pass messages and note cards to fucking children. Thousands of women out here that he could bed. I don't want them. I want a little girl. I want you to look like a little girl. Even when he found out that one of the girls was of age, still wanted her to dress up like a little girl with pigtails. I don't believe that's made up. I believe every word of it. Pulling that same girl in the room to watch you get your penis sucked on by another man. You were baiting her to see what she was about. What did you want her to say? Oh my God, that's nasty. No, she watched. Shocked, I'm sure. You see, this is the problem with us. We think we know everything. We think we know people. We see them in the movies, on TV, videos, IG, Facebook. We think we know them. You don't know anybody. And you got to stop putting people on pedestals because it's in the scripture. Don't put your faith in man because you will surely be disappointed. And that's what's happened with people following in behind R. Kelly and other athletes and actors and actresses. You don't know them. This is a man who can't even fucking read and write. Didn't take the time to read and write. Didn't take the time to go get his health checked out. Didn't take the time to go get his ding-dong checked out. Now he's locked up. Now he's concerned about blood clots. Well, you weren't concerned about blood clots when you were free. You weren't concerned about your health when you were free. You didn't care about wearing eyeglasses, eye exams when you were free. See, that's the point. You're too busy trying to screw everybody. Oh, fuck it. You didn't care if your legs got amputated when you were free. But now you're locked up. Now you're worried about your health all of a sudden. How ironic. Everybody goes to jail. Their health starts to fail. And then they want to start crying to the lawyer. Get me out of here. I got to get out of here. Oh, I'm dying in here. But you didn't care about what you were doing to people out there in them damn streets. When you were free, you had freedom, you had money, you had clout, and you could have been trying to live right. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. That's As they say in the street, that's too much like doing right. No, I got to be a dirty bird. I got to pull my penis out and put it in your face while you're doing my hair. I got to solicit little girls. I don't want nobody grown. I want a kid. I like men. I want to screw a man. Ooh, I want to have sex with a little boy. Because you were taught those nasty things. That's the reason why you are who you are, Robert Sylvester Kelly. You were fondled as a child. Your sister molested you. You were taught to be a deviant. And now you're 50 plus years old and the Reaper has paid you a visit. Karma is a motherfucker. You did this to yourself. You could have been out here living a good life. A life that many people have dreamt of having. Money, prestige, fame, clout. But that wasn't good enough. You have a God complex. You're a sociopath. And now you are reaping from your dirty deeds. And I don't wish harm to anyone, death to anyone. But when you're out here hurting people, harming people deliberately, and you just have no remorse, no feeling, no empathy, why should anyone feel sorry for you? Who are you for me or anybody to feel sorry? And the fact that you have the nerve to sit up here and talk about if it was your mother, your father, you take them to the doctor, get them help. You don't even have a relationship with your own damn children. Why is that? Refuse to pay child support to help take care of your own flesh and blood. And you have the nerve to sit up here and talk about somebody taking somebody's mama and daddy to the fucking doctor. Well, when did you last take your children to the doctor, to the zoo? Went to the schoolhouse to check on their grades? Went to a parent-teacher meeting? Take your child to an event? Picture show? When the last time did you do that, R. Kelly? You see, you don't care about anything. You don't even care about yourself. You're self-destructive. And although you were taught these dirty ways as a child, you could have tried to get some help when you realized you had dirty thoughts. You dropped out of school, but then yet you go hang at the high school trying to lure little girls from the schoolhouse. Because you were deprived of proper growth by your mother, who kept you in. You didn't have social skills. And the little times that you got out, you were being molested by an older male neighbor. And then also your sister. So you've been tainted a lot during childhood. But you could have sought help. And that's where your downfall came in. You never sought help. Robert Kelly claims he's neglected in jail. No x-rays, no adequate care. Is this true? The lawyer claims that this facility has done it to other inmates as well. And I also got information that he has a new charge, I think a few months ago, put on to add on to the other charges. R. Kelly don't care about nobody. That's just the way it is. They never do care. I found that in the YouTube queue before going live. Thank you all so much for joining me. Should his medical records be released to the public? Miss Faith is one of the victims claiming that he gave her a sexually transmitted disease. It is said that it is herpes. So as I said, if he gave it to her, he's giving it to other women as well. What a mess. Hello, everybody in the chat. Lord, I'm having problems with my device. Hold on. $29 viewing. 1 second. Drop the link. The last part of this discussion will be pertaining to Candus Bly-Wells. Thank you so much for your time. It's come to my attention that a YouTuber has found her down in Arkansas, she and Don Wells. And for the life of me, I can't understand why anybody is so inclined to follow them around. Why? Does Sheriff's Department and TBI know that they are living out of state? The claim is that they moved there because of YouTubers stalking them and bothering them, which I don't believe that. They have exacerbated the situation by going to YouTube and telling all their business and crying and moaning and going on and so forth. You like the attention, Mr. Wells, and yet you say, well, this is why we're living in Arkansas, because we were stalked and this and that. Nobody gave a damn about you. Once you went to jail, the year went around, now this new year, nobody cares. The only people that care about what the hell you have going on up there in the holler are people just like you. But I don't understand this fascination in chasing them down to Arkansas for what? And that little YouTuber or whatever the hell you want to call yourself, you need to get your ass something to do. I try not to talk about these other YouTubers because I think it's a waste of time saying anything about these goofy ass people. But most of you need to get a full-time job. You need to go back to school. You need to get a trade. You need to get something to do, because I'm not going to sit here and waste my damn money having people send me cash apps and donations to go chase no fucking trash around. I would go take that money, go lay up in a resort somewhere, go lay up in a hotel, pay some bills. I'm not getting ready to sit up here and go follow Candus and Don no damn where. For what? You got stalker syndromes, JLR. Now bring a lawsuit here. But I don't care nothing about you. I don't care nothing about none of you. Because you people are whack as hell. You're no different than these people you talk about. And that's the thing that you all don't seem to understand. You silly ass people with your $2 ass cell phones and you other wacky ass people that keep following in behind them and repeating this dumb ass garbage. Why even listen at this damn garbage? And Candus, you need to get it together. Why are you opening a door? You're down there, you don't know them people from a can of paint. And you're sitting down there opening your door. Don't you know who's on the other side of the door? Now they're calling the police on you, saying you got kids in your room and you're allowing the police to come in and check. Yeah, come on in, check, so they can get on out and leave you alone. Why are you all bothering them? Now someone will say, well, I think they killed the little girl, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they did. Maybe they did kill Summer. Maybe they deliberately planned and murdered their child, discarded her back there in Beach Creek community. Bring a receipt. Bring the evidence. Because right now, it's rhetoric. And I don't favor them. Don't get me confused. But what I'm not going to do is waste my time chasing them around the United States. And I'd like to know, how did they find out where Don and Candus was? Who told it? See, this is what Candus needs to understand. And Don has made this point. She doesn't have any true friends, because everybody that pretended to be her friend at some point or another ended up telling her business on YouTube. Allie, the other little lady from Georgia. You knew there was a chance that she killed her kid. So what the hell would you want to be writing her for and talking to her and video chatting with her for? I'm curious. She says one little thing you don't like, then it's like, oh, your radar is up. Your radar should have been up when you heard the damn story. When you heard her go live on TV, seeming like she was inebriated or sedated. The father always doing the talking, but allegedly he wasn't there when the little girl went missing. Why your radar wasn't up then? Because you're like everybody else. You want 5 minutes of fame. Crazy ass neighbors testifying and telling stories. Other YouTubers running down to, to holler, to film and follow them to the work site. Just utter nonsense. And then everybody else throwing daggers and calling the rescue squad, worrying about who allegedly took money and build a scam. And all of you all are weird as fuck. You're psychopaths. And the one thing that's true that AB said the other day in his live stream, you've never seen a case that drew this much attention of wacky ass people acting crazy as hell. And the only case that comes to mind where people were jumping out of airplanes and helicopters and throwing daggers was Cal City. Cal City and Summer Wells, neck to neck. Just outrageous behavior over people that you don't know a fucking thing about. You don't know the Wells. You don't know Allie, Jody Sue, that thing up in New York. You don't know these people from a can of paint. And from what I've seen, they ain't nothing to brag about. These people are all friends and associates for a reason. You ain't figured that out because you don't pay attention. That shit out there in California, just as wacky. Jacked up biological parents can't keep a kid worth nothing. How the fuck do you have no kids, 2 in foster care, 2 you don't raise, don't see, don't do nothing for them, and then you want to cry about suing the state? See, that's what I'm talking about. You all don't pay attention to the information. Bunch of gangbangers standing around in a circle chanting like they're so concerned about some damn kids. Well, where the hell was everybody when the kids needed a family? Then you got these quirky people who adopted them. Never searched for the children. Don't you see what's going on here? These people are sick. And then you go in following behind the storyline like you know them, wanting to support some damn garbage. You're basically telling people you're cut from the same cloth. And you may not like that, but that's my assertion. You don't go jump in the abyss to tell a story. Because you may get down in there and can't get your ass out of there. And that's what I've seen with a lot of the people here on The Wire. You stoop to the lowest you can go just to bring content to your channel. You got your little views up. A lot of you come into people's chat pretending to be a fan only to turn up and have a channel. Yeah, I'm calling your asses out too. Modding for people when you didn't give a fuck about the channel or the network. You people are weird. But let me tell you something about all that underhanded shit. There's a price to pay for that. There's a price to pay for rubbing your noses with the devil. You might be getting a little pocketbook change in your little bank accounts, serving people cease and desist letters and threatening to sue people. But you're going to pay for all that in the end. All of that shit you all are doing. You're going to pay for that. But see, let me tell you something that you ain't really realized. The people you're chasing, Don, Candus, these other people out here that you think murdered a kid, whatever, they give two shits about what you're talking about. They give two shits about what you're talking about. And your videos and your rants and your community posts, your social media pages, they don't care. That's the reason why their kid is missing. Because they don't give a damn. And you're sitting there chasing them around like a psychopath. And I'm going to tell you something about that. Keep on running up, following these people around, banging on their doors and shit. You're going to fuck around and be missing like that little girl. How about that? Since you think this is a game out here, keep on banging on them damn hotel room doors. Running up to people's houses in the middle of nowhere like you can't get missing. That's the part I think is so damn funny. You're sitting there messing with these gutter trash and you think your ass can't go missing too. You have to be the dumbest person walking. Just dumb. People need to get it together. Dropping the link. You have something you want to say about the Ohio man that killed his 3 kids? R. Kelly feels like he's being neglected in jail. And Candus's little stinky stalkers. 3-part live. Thank you for your time. 30 viewing. Please check out my videos from yesterday, earlier today. Very good content pertaining to a man who went in a room sucking the toes of a patron at the Hilton Hotel, Nashville, Tennessee. Very baffling information. Queen was able to pull up his criminal record and his case. The state versus, what is his name? Can't even think right now. Just check out the early video. It's very good information. Shot his roommate back in 1996. DUIs while out on bond for that case, which shows he doesn't care about anything. David Neal, 52, from Lebanon, Tennessee. Family don't really believe the version he gave why he killed this man. These people missed their uncle, brother. Do not know if they were lovers. But the fact that he's in a hotel sucking on a man's toes would tell you he's a homosexual. And he also had been in that man's room the day before with another employee checking out the TV. TV had an issue. So what happened in that room? Was there some flirting, some, roundabout talk? What? I don't know. But obviously, he's gay, Mr. Neal, and he also believed this guy was gay. And when I look at the pictures of Mr. Brennan, he looks feminine in the pictures I've seen of him. Hooting around with his friends. And I don't know what was said. If there was some solicitation going on, I have no idea. And I'm not here to put any accusations out there. I just know this is a very strange story. And I also learned in his case file that he's HIV positive. So that may be the reason why he was sucking on that man's toes, is because he didn't want to pass the HIV virus to him by raping him. Lord have mercy, help me. 3-part live, R. Kelly. Mr. Dorman kills his 3 kids. And Candus Blywells has some stalkers following her around in Arkansas for some crazy reason. Never seen anything like it. Dear Jesus, help me. Hit the link, open panel. You have something you want to say about these 3 topics? If these 3 topics cannot be conversed, then we won't be discussing anything else. Thank you so kindly. 32 viewing. Awfully quiet down in that chat. If you're a new viewer, new sub, please hit the link. Come up, give me your opinion pertaining to the 3 topics at hand. Slow running tonight. Oh, well. I'll wait for Brittany. She's supposed to be up here. Give me her opinion since everybody else is kind of shy and timid tonight. One second, everybody. I'm 1 hour, 11 minutes in. There's Miss Brittany. Woo! What's
Hello.
up, sugar? I was just about to call you.
Sorry, I was listening.
That's okay, sweet. Let's start with Mr. Dorman.
That's such a crazy situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe the father is in denial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be a hard thing to swallow that your son has.
What about him choking him? I don't understand where he's coming from. He's not violent. The man choked you in 2010.
Right, that is kind of odd.
That shows
know.
you're in denial. I don't want to own that. I'm probably the reason my son choked me because I'm violent. How about that?
And that's a good possibility.
Yeah, he grew up seeing violence.
Mm-hmm.
You choking your own father. You've watched somebody choke somebody. I put money on it. He don't want to own his son is violent because he knows that he taught him to be violent. I bet you that.
Yep, that's probably exactly. And as far as people not talking bad about
or
it.
he was a problem
He
child, and he just want to be in denial that he was a problem child. It's one of the two or both. Go ahead, baby. I gotta get some of my headache.
And what did he say? He didn't want people bashing. Is that what the word he used?
Bad mouthing him.
Bad mouthing, yeah.
Because I'm mad. I'm mad too, so I don't want you bad mouthing him. I don't care what you want. The queen.
Well, I can't imagine there'll be very good things said about him at all.
Oh yeah, because people are going to start talking. You ought to have one neighbor that's spoken already.
Sad. That's so sad. I can't imagine. It's strange though for them to say he was so emotional in court when he was so calm when they arrested him.
Maybe he has regrets or he's acting. I don't know. Do you believe that the tears are genuine? Let's go there.
Maybe for himself.
Okay. I thought about that. But he doesn't know he's going to get caught, so what's the purpose of crying? They weren't going to let you go.
I mean, it's hard for me to believe that he is, really that upset. Because the first thing I thought when I watched the body cam footage is he is sitting so calmly on those little steps or whatever, and those bodies are laying right there in front of him.
Yeah, I saw that once I paid attention.
And you're not rendering aid, even after he shot them, he didn't, he didn't care.
Mm-hmm. That's why he said what he said to the officer. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to hurt you. Yeah, because he hurt who he wanted to hurt. For whatever reason that he popped off, however you want to word it, he had animosity toward those children. I don't care what nobody says about what the hell you think's wrong with him. He deliberately killed the kids and drug one back to make sure he killed him. He meant what he did. That's it.
I can't help but wonder, it was just to somehow punish the mother. I don't know.
Why do you all say that? It's about the mother.
Because why didn't he kill her?
I don't know. I don't know why she's still walking around either.
I mean, that's just. I mean, because it sounds like he definitely had the opportunity to.
Yes, he did. By the grace of God, that little one girl, she was smart. She took off running. Amen.
I know. That's so horrible. God, she had to be terrified.
But look,
Sad.
I asked this question. What if we find out he's been abusing these people, kids, family? The mother is a willing participant. Whether she aided or didn't, you let this man terrorize you. Should she have custody of her daughter? Because, a lot of people are going to feel sorry for her. And they will make excuses. Well, she stayed in. As I speak from the hip.
I think everybody makes.
What you do as a single person, you can't do with children in regular relationships. You can't not have people beating up your kids. You want to get beat up as a single person, that's your damn business. But when you have children, you have to think for your kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she'll lose her daughter. I don't.
I said, should she?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
God, she's lost so much.
That. Let's say you've watched this man terrorize you and your children. You knew what he was capable of. He's shown you he's violent. And this day he comes and kills your children. Do you think she should have the right to a child? Let's keep it real. Because we're not going to sugarcoat this.
I mean, if it could have been prevented, by her, there's just no way I feel like they'll be able to prove that.
Why
there's
can't
nothing. Well, there's no record. It doesn't seem that he has a record that she's called any abuse or anything like
that. You have a
that.
neighbor saying he just saw him out there yelling at the kids, or he saw them. I don't know how recent it was, but he said he was out there yelling at both of them, the children and her.
Yeah, but yelling and shooting them are completely different things, in my opinion.
Is it?
Yeah.
But what if the yelling is often, Brittany? You're not just yelling, you're cursing, you're throwing things, you're calling people dirty names, you're punching stuff. Because you got to use deduction. He didn't wake up that day to shoot all them damn kids. He's been angry. And the fact he said, I've been planning this for months, that means he's been probably acting out. There's no way I'm walking around quiet for months plotting the deaths of these kids. I don't believe that.
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, I do agree with what his dad says. There's something bigger going on. There's something that we don't know.
Well, then what is it?
I don't know. I mean, because what would make him want to plot the deaths? And it sounds like, he killed the people that he wanted to kill.
So let's ask this. Was he trying to kill that little girl? Because I believe that was a stepdaughter, correct?
Yes.
So was he trying to kill her as well?
Probably not. Or, he knew that she, is old enough to get away, or she wanted to be able to get away, that maybe that would have been his first to kill, knowing that, she's older and could.
Well, I'm going to say this. I don't know if he had financial problems, work problems, lost a job, lost an investment. Maybe he's doing private work. I don't know. But when a person tells the detective that I've been planning this, that's enough for me.
Sorry.
Hello?
Sorry.
That's okay. When you tell a person you've been planning a murder, people are not going to have any sympathy for you. They're not going to have any sympathy no matter what, because he killed too many people. And then they're his own flesh and blood.
I was surprised when he admitted that.
That's what I'm saying. So you're not going to be able to get a defense for insanity. I doubt it.
Right, because I have
Ohio is also a death penalty state.
I have a hard time believing he snapped, because It doesn't make sense to say you snapped, but then at the same time you've been planning this for months.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have known that until he told that, is what I'm saying. So the father can say whatever he wants to say. He fucked himself up by saying, "Oh, I've been planning this for months."
Yeah, he did.
He never said that. But
Right.
maybe he wanted to be honest. I don't know. Maybe he was truly honest and remorseful by crying. Damn, I did this now. I didn't kill my family. But my thing is, you must have thought of reason to killing them, a way out. This is your way out of whatever you were going through. Let me kill my boys. So what was he going through that he felt the need he needed to kill his kids?
Nothing would make sense of that.
Maybe some
Nothing.
financial burden. You're seeing a lot of that with people who have, as I said, bad investments. They lose their jobs. They can't cope. They can't see a way out and taking care of these kids. And instead of them just saying, hey, shit ain't going well, I got to come up with a master plan. Okay, I'm going to kill everybody.
Well, he should have killed himself.
Well, I don't want to kill myself. That's when I told somebody to check. He wanted to kill himself, they did it.
True.
He knew when they were coming to get him. If I don't do nothing, run, I'm going to prison. They ain't going to let me walk. So to me, who's to say he just wanted to check out? This was his way. I don't care. As someone told me recently, I'm dead. I don't care. I don't care about going to jail. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe this is what he wanted. I'm out scot-free clear. I don't owe a note no more. I don't owe shit. I don't got to take care of no kids. I don't got to take care of no wife. I'm free. I swap my own freedom to kill these people. Because you're trying to put logic where there's illogic.
Yeah, I mean, nothing can really make. I can't make any sense of this. Nothing could be that bad in my eyes.
But that's the point. It's that how he thinks and feels has nothing to do with Brittany.
Right.
I don't have to agree with how he thought. But something in his sick mind said, I need to kill these kids. I don't know what happened. Because that's the thing about murder. People kill for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One guy's killing to be with a woman, kills his family to watch. He kills his kids and wife to be with a woman. Somebody else kills because they owe money and can't take care of their family no more. They lost their job. Somebody might kill the family because they found out the wife was having an affair or 12,000 different reasons.
Maybe there'll be more that comes out because I'm very surprised that he said so far what he has said, about planning it for months. That's just strange.
I'm sure his lawyers would say you should have never said anything.
Right. It's sad though. That's super sad. They were so young.
If his mother is living and if the mother and father are together.
I don't know, because the only one that spoke is the father and the neighbor.
Mm-hmm. And a little lady that's a counselor or something.
Oh yeah, the school counselor.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she's frightened, the little child.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Bless her heart. One report I read that she grabbed her little puppy when she ran down the road.
Wow.
I guess she thought, he was going to kill it too.
Did they say how old she is?
Why do I think 12 or 13? I could be wrong.
She's old enough to book it to run.
I could be wrong, but I feel like it was said 12 or 13.
Okay. R. Kelly. He feels neglected, that his health is declining, and that people have mothers, fathers, brothers, and they would get them help. They would go to the doctor. So why is he in here suffering? He doesn't want to die in prison. He deserves medical attention.
Well, I'm sure he does feel really neglected compared to the lifestyle that he's used to living.
Well, my thing is, as I said before in this live stream, is that you and so many others have been allotted a wonderful life that you forfeited by being a menace That's a personal choice. So whatever you did while you were free, that's on you. And those atrocious behaviors have come back to bite you in the ass. That's why you're incarcerated.
Right.
So that's on you. You didn't care about your health when you were out there screwing little boys and girls and grown men and women. You weren't worried about your health then.
Exactly.
You weren't worried about your penis and what it was doing. You didn't care.
Nope.
You're the same person that wouldn't even think, hey, let me go get me a GED. Let me learn how to read and write. Let me learn how to balance a checkbook. You use people for your own self reasons. And now it's payback.
And I have no doubt that they probably will take care of his needs, but he is not necessarily top on the list, and maybe that's his issue.
Well, we know that with the issue he's having allegedly, if it's blood clots, that is a serious situation with his leg. What's going on with your phone?
I don't know. What's it doing?
It's making noise.
Oh, it may be my fan. Hold on, I'll turn it off.
Oh, okay. You need a fan. So my thing is this. Maybe you should have thought about how you were living when you were in the street and you had freedom, and how all those things that you did got you where you are. I do believe at some point he felt like he got away with all those things, sleeping with the little girl that was underage, paying her off, paying these other women off. And then one day somebody said, nah, we're going to let something stick because we've had enough of his ass.
Is that better?
Let me see. No, I still hear something chirping.
Mm.
What are you sitting in front of a fan?
Yeah, but I turned it off.
You like me? I'm like, my fan. Matter of fact, I need mine on. I get to turn on when I got up.
It was kind of across the room.
It's kind of warm in here. To get stuffy really quick.
Okay, what about now?
Hold on. Oh Lord. Let me see. Let me see, Matilda. Yeah, I don't hear anything now.
Okay.
So, did you hear the audio that I played?
Oh, yeah. It was hard for me to kind of understand. He was talking about the x-ray.
Yeah, let me play it again.
Okay.
For those coming in the chat. Hello, everybody in the chat. We're on discussion number 2. R. Kelly. First discussion is about the Ohio man, Mr. Dorman, Chad Dorman, who killed his 3 children. And the third topic is Candus Bly-Wells. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me pull it up. Whew. I'm thinking about coloring my hair back black. I think I probably shouldn't, but I get bored easily. All right. The link is in the chat. If you want to hit the link, come up, give your opinion. Please stay on topic. Thank you so very much. All right, everybody. The source of this is hot new hip hop. And I'm going to play you audio that's been leaked to the public from prison. Mr. Robert Kelly speaking to, I guess, these entities. Here we go.
The rest of my life in prison, I want to die.
Rap House TV.
Natural causes. And I deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't deserve to die because somebody miscommunicated or somebody took a guess at what's going on with my leg.
Rap House TV.
I'm not supposed to die that way. You're not even supposed to take a chance on that. Because it was your child, if it was your father, if it was your mother, somebody you love, you would have said, go to the doctor. We need to get that checked out. We need to look at that.
Yeah, when you're free.
They didn't even x-ray.
Rap House TV.
And that's why I'm speaking out on this, because I'm scared for my life in that area. And who wouldn't be?
That's right.
Who wouldn't be?
Rap House TV.
Animals better than that.
That's right.
They treat animals better than that, do they? Well, hey, R. Kelly, they abuse animals too out here. He feels like he doesn't deserve this. Treat animals better than this. He deserves to die of natural causes in prison. But basically, you're saying your ass deserves to be in there then.
I think he's feeling sorry for himself.
Then you want to compare mama, daddy, sister, cousin, brother getting treatment. Well, they would get treatment if they're free. Mom, dad, you're not well. Go to the doctor. We'll take you to the doctor. You see, Robert Sylvester, you're in this predicament because you put yourself in here because you have a God complex. You're a sadist. You're a pedophile. You like sex. You're oversexed. And that was your priority while breathing on the earth. God gave you many talents. You could sing, you could play the piano by ear, but that wasn't good enough for you. You said, hell no, I don't care about them gifts. I want tail and ding ding and all that. So this is your swap. All the good sex and putting your penis in men's tails and little boys and girls and dressing them up in little girls. This is your swap. Videotaping the child having sex, asking that Van Allen lady to come in and do a menage a trois with the 14-year-old girl. This is your payback. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Now, yes, a person in prison should get medical attention if they are in need, but maybe somebody up there is saying, I don't give a damn about your leg. Yeah, it sounds cruel. Yes, it does. Or does it?
Or is he over embellishing?
I don't know. I think he's scared that he will possibly die. Because when you become ill somewhere where you can't roam, your mind will play tricks on you. It'll start to tell you all types of things. You know, first it's your foot, your leg, then you think your arm's about to fall off. You see where I'm going? You're scared. I don't want to die in here. I don't want to suffer in here. I know I might have to do a lot of years in here, but I don't want to suffer while I'm in here. But maybe that was the main plan. The universe said, well, we finally got your black ass in there, and you're going to suffer while you're in there, and we're going to let you suffer because you didn't care when you were free.
Right.
So this is your payback. It happens to people all the time. He didn't think he was going to ever get caught. That's the moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And he's shocked and stunned that these people voted to put his ass in jail. He never thought this shit would come back to fruition.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I imagine he does feel very neglected compared to how he's used to living. And I'm curious to know if it's over embellishing, you know.
Well, it might be. It wasn't fair for you to be prodding little kids, passing messages to children, soliciting children, taking children across state lines for sexual purposes. All these beautiful women out here who would have no problem giving you sex morning, noon, and night. What do you want with a kid? 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 14-year-old. For what?
Isn't that the truth? That's
come on now.
Just gross. Yeah, it's gross.
All these beautiful women would gladly ride with you across the state line and fly to different places. You can have all the sex and turn cartwheels and bisexual bullshit you want to have with them. What you want with a kid? For what? Why are you attracted to young girls? That's what I want to know. Why? Because you didn't have a childhood. You didn't enjoy going to the movies with a young girl, having fun with a young girl the right way. That's a choice.
Yeah, I have a hard time feeling sorry for him. You know, that's...
So let's go to the second question.
What's that?
Faith wants his medical records released to the public because she caught an STD from him, which is herpes. Should his medical records be released to the public?
What's the point, though, in releasing them? She's already told.
To prove that I guess he gave it to her, that she's not making it up.
I mean, I don't know how you prove he's the one that gave it to you, though.
Well,
you know, I mean, have you only slept with him?
Well, you can go back in time to records, you know, where they try to cover up and say he didn't have it, but I do believe there's some records that show he does have it. And then let's just say somebody else decides to come on out and tell the truth. And that's the one thing I found interesting. She's the only one saying she's got herpes from him. I don't think the other women want to admit that they got it. Because then that will confirm they all got it from Robert Kelly. And
yeah, I don't know that.
Then you got to think about all the men they've been with,
had
sex with. Then if those guys got herpes, then that can be confirmed. Well, then you got it from R. Kelly. You gave that to me. So that would start a whirlwind of problems.
Yeah, definitely. I don't
And I'm
know
sure
how I feel.
quietly, listen, and I'm sure quietly, the other men who have slept with these women, they've got it, and they now know where the women got it from.
Yeah, that's true.
Lord have mercy. While they're on the subject of herpes, I would like to know who done took an HIV test? Because he
I
done
would
slept with
hope
a lot
all.
of fucking women and men.
Yeah, I would hope all.
Yeah, because I got a feeling, I won't doubt he may have HIV. Once you start crossing over to messing with the men, come on now. I mean, he could easily be the transmitter or pass it along, HIV.
Yeah, I would think that they would all have an HIV test for sure. Or if not,
Who's
need
going
to
to
be
tell the
getting
truth?
one.
But who's going to admit, yeah, I got HIV and I think I got it from R. Kelly? Because it's one thing to admit that you got syphilis, gonorrhea from him, hepatitis. Once you say HIV, that's a whole new ball game. Because, you know, herpes you can't cure. That's still just as bad. But HIV, without proper medical attention, we know that you can die from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like the rest.
And I won't doubt he probably has Hep C too.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Because that's why they tell you you need to use condoms, because you ante up your chance to get 1, hepatitis, and then 2, HIV by sleeping without protection. And we already know he ain't the type to use no condoms.
No, I can't
Now
imagine.
imagine he's having sex with young children, grown women, grown men, and then don't want to use no damn condom.
That's disgusting.
Just like that one girl said, his thing smell.
Yeah.
I said, well, it would smell if he has bad hygiene, and then he may have a venereal disease and he ain't keeping it, and it ain't clean down there. Because this, you can tell his attitude, he don't care about nothing. He never cared about getting an education, going to school, get a GED, never learned how to go to the bank, get somebody to show him how to work a bank account, none of that shit. So, you know, that was the same person that wouldn't care about going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Just let your nuts and your penis just roll up, fall out. Fuck it.
Well, he's concerned now about his health care.
His nuts ought to be green.
I know, right? Bless him. That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh. How much screwing can you do? As soon as you see somebody, ooh, I want her, give her my number. Tell her to call me. You have men like that. They just be, I see them when I'm out, girl. When I go out through the week and the weekends, they just be out of breath. You know, slobbering and stuff. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Rose, that's so unattractive.
You act like you've never had a woman before. You've never seen a pretty lady, a nicely shaped lady. Get a grip. I see nice looking men all the time. I'm not sitting up here pulling my shirt off and lifting my skirt up and sweating and falling out on the floor. Man, what the hell is wrong with you? It's ridiculous.
I imagine he didn't have to put in a lot of effort just because of who he was.
Say what?
I said I imagine he didn't have to put in a lot of effort just because of
that's the point.
Who he was.
That's why I said, why would you want children? All these women would be glad to go to bed with you. You don't want that. You want a kid. You want a little boy.
It's gross.
Those boys he was soliciting at the McDonald's, those were children. They were teenagers. And I don't believe it's a lie. I do not.
That's nasty. Yeah, he's gross. He'll be okay. I think they'll get to him. Like I said, I mean, someone said in the chat, you know, prison isn't known for top-notch health care.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of people in there who have a lot of health problems. Here's Sean J. Hold on a second. Sean J., where are you calling from?
Hi, Queen. I'm calling from Virginia.
Okay, sweetheart. Let's start with the first topic of the father that shot his 3 children. What do you have to say about that?
Look, hold on, let me is that, do I need to mute
Hello?
something? Do I need to mute something?
I can't hear you, sweetheart.
Hold on, Quinn.
Okay. Jenny said, or possibly help see or something.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is this any better? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Okay. Well, that just looks like that's the most I can get from the volume.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the father shoots his children in Ohio, confesses, he's planned it for months. Go.
Look at his expression when they took him to the court.
Did we lose her?
She fell off. Maybe she's outside. It's been raining here.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's pouring down rain here.
Yes, it's done all that today. As soon as I was coming in, pulled up, parked. Shh. So I was trying to get the umbrella. It was stuck way in the back, my back compartment, wedged in between the back seat. And I thought, now your arms can't stretch that far, Miss Lady. So I had to get out, pull the umbrella. I said, oh, Lord. I got wet. I got wet a little bit, but I didn't melt. So.
Yeah, it's been raining for 2 days here.
Oh, really? I hope it don't rain tomorrow. You know, Queen. That's Queen's Day. Well, I don't know what happened to Sean. And then, too, all this, other people, mother, father, they would go to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even have a relationship with his children. What about that? You started talking all that junk.
I don't really understand what he was trying to say about that.
Basically saying, if your mother, father was sick and you knew about it, you would say, hey, Mom, let's go to the doctor. Let's get an x-ray. Let's go to the emergency room. So he's basically comparing himself to, hey, I'm somebody's father, brother, sister, whatever. I deserve to have the same rights to go to the doctor.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but those people are free. So
right.
It's a choice if they want to go to the doctor or not. But you're incarcerated. You don't have the freedom to roam.
Oh, she says she can't connect.
You can't connect with the phone, honey?
If you hit the link or copy the link and put it in Google Chrome, then close out your YouTube, see if that'll work.
Or you can call me on IG. Yeah, I ain't feeling nothing for him. Absolutely nothing. He doesn't even speak to his children. He wasn't even paying child support before he even got indicted on these charges years ago. So you showing the world you didn't care about your own kids. So how are you going to sit up here and try to compare yourself to random people out here, their mom, dad, sister going to the doctor, when you were free and you wouldn't even build a relationship with your own damn children? And the things they've had to say were not nice.
Right.
And then you didn't even want to pay that woman child support for your children. But now you want rights because you're incarcerated. So you put yourself there. You know, God had a plan. You weren't even doing right by your own kids, and that's separate than these allegations of you sleeping with boys and girls, and improprieties against a child and videotaping and all of that.
Yeah, he's just in there feeling sorry for himself.
And then they said even with the grown women, he didn't treat them well, locking them in rooms and shit and all that.
Oh yeah,
don't treat people like that.
No,
that's okay, Sean. Candus Wells.
Oh God.
I was trying to find that clip of that video. My phone was acting up. Let me play that right quick, and then I'll let you talk. Hold on. I'm sick of this phone. Brand new phone. It just acts horrible. Cheap. It doesn't hold sales well.
Which video are you playing?
I don't know. I couldn't find one that was winded with him. Let's read some posts from JLR Investigates. This is Matthew DeMorrow, aka White Boy Lockdown Radio. He's been harassing me and my family. I'm trying to understand, how is it okay for you to go out here and stalk people? You were the one all the way down there in Florida with that bullshit with the laundries. I didn't recognize his voice until he started messing with the Summer Wells case. And I said, damn, that voice sounds familiar. You're all over the United States harassing people, bothering people. But now you have a problem that somebody's harassing you and your family. Who might your family be? That's funny to me.
I don't know, say
What?
I don't know.
Are you married? Or I'm just wondering, is he married to a man? What? You got children? What?
Not that I'm aware of that he has any children.
Okay,
No,
so who's his family that's harassed, that Mr. White Boy Lockdown's harassing him?
Well, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
You've been doing it everywhere you've gone. And I'm going to tell you now, you need to keep your little dusty ass out of Memphis. You don't care nothing about them kids down there. You don't care nothing about them black children down there. And you all ain't never covered no children about no black children since y'all been on YouTube. So don't try to get no sympathy carrying your ass down there in Memphis. Because I'm going to tell you now, the way you act and carry yourself, they're going to find your ass in a dumpster down there. Now go run tell that. And when you spell my name, capital letter A.
Oh.
You're messy as fuck.
Well, that's the thing, you know. He's not even from the area where Candus and them are.
Just all over the place. Let me tell you about this. You're like just a fucked up ass bird. Just go on and on and on. Leave them people alone.
He's interesting.
Leave down alone. Let them do whatever they want to do in Arkansas. When it's time for justice to be served up here in East Tennessee, it will come. Cuckoo bird.
Right, and I'm not so sure what happened last night has anything to do with him. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. But that's kind of what annoyed me about it, because I kind of felt bad for Don and Candus for a minute. That's why I'm like, why are you people doing this? Don't have us feeling bad for people that we don't need to be feeling bad for.
Right.
Leave it alone.
And that's why exactly. I don't want to be feeling bad for them, because I do believe they had something to do with that little girl's disappearance. But let them be. And some people might say, well, Angela, they deserve to be stalked and harassed, but things bad can happen to you and you trying to be a right fighter. You still have to know your lane when you are harassing people.
Right, because, I mean, honestly, I watched the whole thing. Candus wasn't doing anything wrong.
He live right now. This punk live right now. New records, Moscow, Idaho.
Oh, he says that every day.
Well, I don't know. I'm just looking at it in the camera.
But Candus really wasn't doing anything wrong. And if anybody's ever heard me speak, you know I am not a Don and Candus supporter by any means.
I have video.
But at the same time, this, you know, unnecessarily calling the police, that needs to stop. That's half the reason I feel like we can't get any information, even just a tidbit of what's going on with Summer, is because it's been made such a mockery of.
Here it is. Let me see.
Hey, Tracy.
Here's a brief clip of this audio. You can go on the YouTube queue to find it for yourself. I'm not promoting any channels. You have to do your own Googling in the YouTube queue.
I think he only says like 2 words the whole time. Remind you, this is 7 a.m. in the morning.
I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. I watched it.
But she was up off the earth because she sure swung that door open. You almost think it was orchestrated the way she swung that door open. She didn't even look out. Well, if Don had to go to work, why was he still there?
Hey, where's Summer? Candus, where's Summer?
Idiot.
They're gonna find that punk dead. You watch what I tell you. They're gonna find that little white boy dead.
I don't know that Don was there.
He's going around the car, looking at the car, the red SUV. They still have it. Zooming in on the tag number, Hawkins County. Just bold.
You see that guy in that white truck is watching him the whole time.
Yeah, but people don't get involved in stuff like that.
Hey, where's Summer? Candus, where's Summer?
She's quick, shut that door.
Hey, where's Summer? Candus, where's Summer?
What do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I don't agree with that. I don't.
Now, some might say this is their payback because possibly they harmed the little girl, have not been truthful about her whereabouts, and this is their payback. But my thing is, there's a way of doing things, and these are not investigators. These are not TBI. This is not the police, FBI, sheriff, and not real reporters from a news agent trying to, track parents down, suspects. You're just some random person who's partnered with YouTube. That's not the same. There's nothing wrong with going somewhere to say, I want to talk about this issue, blah, blah, blah. But when you start banging on doors of the people that may be a suspect, you're going too far because you're not an investigative reporter. You're not a real news agent. That's the difference. You're not affiliated. You're not accredited. You're just a random person. And I don't think these people understand that.
Yeah, I think it's going a little too far. I mean, did you truly just drive to Arkansas to knock on the door?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not getting ready to go to Arkansas to bang on nobody's fucking door. Just like right now, I can go out to this house to film the disappearance of Chad Carr. It would be bold for me to go up to the door and bang on the door and say, hey, I want to talk to the owner. I want to know what happened to him. You think I want to really stand there by myself when I know this is 9 times out of 10 where the fuck he went missing?
Right. I mean, there's no way he thought Candus was going to tell him where
in there and I don't ever come back out of there.
No.
You have to use common sense. And you coming all the way down here to the holler with these white people. You don't know nothing about these white folks down here. You don't know how they navigate down here. This is the dirty South. There's a reason that name has been given. And when you go your ass ducked off in rural America, going up driveways and waving church fans and billboards, you are asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason the little girl is missing. And 9 times out of 10, she's not alive. So you keep carrying your asses back up in these places thinking your ass can't get ducked out, get taken. I'd be too scared to even go back up in there, even talking to a neighbor. I would be afraid to go on their porch, go in their house. Because how do you know they ain't in cahoots with these fucking people? You better think.
Yeah, no. I mean, because it's only one way in.
That's my point. It would be nothing for you to go out there talking that bullshit. I'm going live and I'm going to film something. I'll get back with you all. Neighbor says, yeah, come on in. I got you some coffee. Put you some fucking rat poison and some tea. Drug your ass, tie you up, put you in a fucking grinder, cover your car. Nobody never know nothing.
Nope.
This little man is a fool.
Yeah, I say just
They're
leave
all
them alone.
fools. That other stringy-haired blonde, she's a fool.
Oh God, yeah.
Hollering and screaming. You know, it's like, man, you need to get your ass together.
Yeah.
You all have pushed the bar of harassment to these people. Whether we believe they hurt, harm, aided, you're going too fucking far.
Exactly. There's no point. There's no point. It's just not. With none of this is helping find Summer. Summer's not in their room. Summer, you know, she's not in the room with them. She wasn't going to sit down and have a talk with him and tell him where Summer is.
She should have told him, hold on a minute, I'll tell you.
I mean,
just get out there.
There's no point. Like I said, none of this helps Summer. It doesn't. I mean,
yeah, he showed the license plate because he doesn't care. But now he's got the nerve to worry about white boy stalking him and bothering him. Well, I don't have to condone that behavior either. But I know that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You're out here bothering these people, whether they're in the wrong or not. You have to know your lane. You need to be careful about trading on people's private property and stalking people because, as I said, you're not the sheriff, you're not TBI, you're not a real news agent trying to get to the bottom of a story. You're some random motherfucker with a cell phone.
And it's not as if they're hiding. I mean, Don has been very, he said plenty of times where they are. The reason why he knew what door to knock on is because Don has showed the room number thousands of times on a live. They're not hiding where they are. Make no mistake, the TBI knows where they are. I can guarantee you that. So, I mean...
But that's just for likes and views and shit.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Well, okay, Don showed us where he lived. Well, I'm going to go down there and ask him, where's Summer? Do like what Miss Trezell Mama said. At your house. That's where she is.
Right.
How about that? Where's Summer Wells? At your house. These people are just, you could tell what kind of lives these people actually live. They don't have a life. They don't do anything. They don't go anywhere. They spend their waking hour scrolling YouTube and social media, looking for shit, trying to put shit together, making up stuff, hollering through a microphone, sitting at a desk like they're fucking important. They're sad.
Yeah,
they have no existence but talking through a cell phone and uploading it to YouTube.
Yep.
That's why I told the people in the chat, you have to get a life. You cannot let these stories be your entire existence to where you start acting like the people in the story. And many people in the chat act like Don and Candus and Trezell and Jacqueline and that fucking Ryan Dean. Some of you act just like these people. And I don't tolerate it. And I ain't indulging in that bullshit.
And here's my thing. They're quick to go where any, the Quentin Simon thing is, stand out in front of there. They sit out in front of Don's work. What you gonna do when someone comes and stands out in front of your house?
That's exactly what's gonna happen. But let me tell you how it's gonna be. It's gonna be like some old Hannibal Lecter shit. I'm meeting an old friend for lunch. You're going to be sitting there going live one day in your house talking all that shit on that microphone, and somebody going to come up behind you and choke the hell out of you. Put a cord around your damn throat. Stupid.
What you going to do when they're out there in front of your house? Camped out.
No, I'm telling you, that ain't how they going to do it. They're going to bum rush their ass. There ain't going to be no pickets and no signs. They're going to be lollygagging around coming out to Starbucks. Coming from the Walmart with their little buggy, they're going to get ambushed. It ain't going to be none of that shit like what they do with the hollering and screaming and bullhorns and shit. A motherfucker just going to clock them.
Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened. Well, that did happen at the laundries with him.
That whole fiasco with the laundries was so disgusting. And the reason why it's disgusting,
he got punched in the face by a neighbor.
People lived on the block. You're sitting here ranting and raving at the laundries. Well, other people are taxpayers and homeowners. They deserve the right to peace. They have nothing to do with whatever you think the laundries did. That has nothing to do with the guy across the street, the lady across the street. And you ranting and raving and hollering and screaming for what? That boy was dead the whole fucking time. You're out there making a fool out of yourself and wreaking havoc in the neighborhood. So you could be seen making a fucking YouTube video. That was disrespectful.
Yeah. Because y'all were camped out in front of the house the whole time. Y'all didn't see him leave either, did you?
That shit would have pissed me the fuck off. I can't get out my house. I can't get out my driveway. I can't get up and down the street because you want to sit up here. Y'all want to block the road and shit. You already had the news people out there. Here you all coming with their, where is it? Oh, all that old nonsense. That boy was dead.
And the same thing. I know that, Jonathan wasn't part of the Quentin Simon stuff. He wasn't there for that. But same thing with Quentin Simon stuff. That was a freaking circus. Yeah. I had never in my life seen something like that.
They're all disgusting.
And it was all day long during the night time.
The police put a stop to it.
Yeah. And they should have, because somebody was going to get hurt.
And that's what they don't understand, is that there are people who aid these people, believe in these people, support these people. So while you're out there trying to get likes and views for your fucking video, these people don't care nothing about that shit. They don't even watch YouTube. They don't care nothing about what you're talking about. And they don't have no problem with putting your ass down.
Right. Mm-hmm. That was bad.
You end up dead trying to make a fucking YouTube video.
Yeah, I just say leave them, Don and Candus, alone. They're not going away. They haven't went away yet. If they go away for a week or two, they're always right back on YouTube. They like
the drama, they feed it.
Right. They're
just like the YouTubers. They don't have a life.
There's no point in tracking them down.
They don't have a life. They're no different than that JLR, that Betty. They don't have a life. That's why they're all peas in a pot. You all are all evenly yoked. You ghetto ratchet.
Yeah.
Now, you're picking them safe ass areas to go picket. Carry that bullshit to Atlanta and Memphis and Chi-Town with your little signs, and see how long you stand out there in the curb talking about, come outside, I know you killed your kid, come outside. Somebody gonna blow your damn brains out.
Yeah, and the police are aware, because like I said, when I watched the video last night of the cop showing up at Candus's, Candus made a comment. She said, this happens all the time, and one of the officers said, what do you mean this happens all the time? And she said, oh, YouTubers call the cops on us. And the lady cop said, oh, is it Jonathan Lee Riches? I mean, she clearly said his name. So she remembered his name from when he did this incident you just showed. And Candus called the cop on him. That when they came back last night, that was the first name out of that lady cop's mouth.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were in and out of there in probably less than 5 minutes. But for 8 squad cars to show up and 8 officers, I'm sure they're somewhere else they could have been. Leave them alone. This is ridiculous. Well, they don't have that baby in that room. They don't have any kids in that room. I mean, if they were watching, which clearly they were watching, whoever called, you could see Candus wasn't doing it. Candus was honestly, and I am no fan, so it sounds weird, and this is what's pissing me off. Don't make me have to stand up for these people. This is stupid. Leave them alone. She was sitting on a step, eating a piece of pizza and drinking a Coke, just talking. She wasn't doing anything. She was talking about how there's all these homeless families, and one has like 3 kids, and she wishes there was something she could do for them, blah, blah, bullshit. I don't believe that. But so someone, when they called the police from watching that, said that she had kids that she did not have custody of in her room. So that's why they showed up.
Well, don't you find it interesting, Candus trying to have empathy for somebody else, but yet she never fought to get her kids back, or maybe the state didn't want to give her kids back, and then she had a whole girl missing.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch, and I wasn't,
those are games, but those are the games that people like them play. They're always accused of heinous crimes, but then once you talk to them in another instant, they try to portray themselves as human.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to give her this too. God, I can't believe I'm saying some of this stuff, but she looked sober. She actually looked very good for what we've seen in the past. So it was good to see that, but I didn't know whether to believe that, it was fishing for Cash App, PayPal, Venmos, so that you could, say you're going to do something for this family and then you not. I didn't know if it was something, that was, I mean, I'd believe what she's saying because I can see all these little babies running around behind her. You can see it. And it's 10, 11 o'clock outside that night. And these babies are just running around. You don't even see a parent go by. You see a little baby in a diaper go by though. So I don't know. I didn't know what to think of it. A part of me, felt like it was just fishing for the money and that she wouldn't do anything about it. But I didn't think calling the cops on her was the right thing either. Like I said, that's a waste of freaking resources.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
And
This is
calling the police unwarrantedly. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. She wasn't doing anything wrong. Like I said, I'd be the first to say something if I thought it needed to be done. But I mean, they woke Don up out of his bed and everything.
Do you think Candus and this fucking Don have regrets about whatever happened this summer?
I don't know. They don't seem to in my mind, no.
Okay.
I mean, you don't. They seem. I mean, a regret would my mind would have been that you got your shit together to get your boys back because you were aware whatever happened was a big mistake. You weren't going to let your boys be taken to. You didn't care. You gave up. So you can't really sell to me that you gave up on your whole family, but you're out here about to save this little family that can't speak English and all this other. No, I can't believe it. I just can't. You can't make me believe that you have that much empathy for somebody else, but you didn't have that for your own children. I can't go for that.
But you see people who do that though.
Yeah, and I mean, I do believe
neglect their children, then they'll be over here keeping somebody else's kid.
Yeah, and they are master manipulators. They truly are. Because just watching last night, I felt like I said, the fact that you made me feel bad for them. I don't even like. That's why I'm so annoyed by these people not leaving them alone because they don't deserve to have, people to feel sorry for them for all the stuff that's happened. Okay. But, because I truly believe they know what happened to Summer, and I could be wrong. I don't know, but I know that they weren't doing anything wrong. They didn't deserve it. The lady was, not doing anything wrong when he shows up. Leave her alone. There's nothing none of this is finding Summer. None of it is going to find Summer.
Well, and that's her business, who she's talking to there or anywhere else. Tennessee, Arkansas, that is their choice, who they coincide with, who they want to help do something with, whatever. That is their fucking business.
Right. And if she does, have some money to feed this family and get something great, good for her. I think that's awesome. But no, like I said, what the YouTube and stuff is doing, this is crazy. Nobody on YouTube is going to solve this. Not one person. So leave it alone.
That's where they can.
I just don't believe that.
Digging, bothering the neighbors, all that, trying to put this together with this neighbor, the flute player, all that. You don't have shit.
Nope. I will refuse to believe that, these people, I mean, as stupid the things you're doing, you want me to think that you're smarter than the TBI, the FBI? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not. And I don't know. But no, I say leave them alone. There's no point in it. I mean, I don't know what the point would be to go to their place. Just say, hey, we know where you're at. Yeah, I believe they'll stay there.
So what they're going to do with the house?
I don't know. Maybe try to sell it. I don't know.
Well, they can get some money for the whole property. Because the property is more valuable than the house.
Mm-hmm.
A lot itself.
Yeah, I believe they have like 11 acres.
Yeah, they'll get some nice lump of change, some of money.
And she said last night they're paying, I think she said $270 a week to stay in that hotel.
Well, that's 270 times 4. Okay, wait, that might be a little cheap.
But I don't know. But yeah, there's no point. Like I said, none of this helps find Summer. Nobody is gonna solve it. Not us, anyways. We're not.
Yeah.
We have no idea what they know. And you're making a fool out of the people that are good YouTubers, I feel like, and that try to do the right thing. Like, I feel like you're making a fool out of everybody. It annoyed me so bad on the anniversary to hear on the news that social media was mentioned so much. But this is exactly what they're talking about. Just exactly what I watched last night. And then the week before when,
that's why I said they're no different than Don and Candus. They do shit for attention and you're following right in behind them. You're no different than them. You can't
Right.
just sit there and judge these people because you act the same as they do with all this crazy nonsense that you're doing. You're gonna fuck around and get yourself hurt. Those people still be walking free if they did hurt the little girl, and your ass be 6 feet under because you've been fucking with them. That's an idiot. That's somebody that doesn't have any common sense.
Mm-hmm.
No common sense.
Yep. No, I think it's crazy. Like I said, it was annoying to hear, social media so many times, but this is it. This is why. This is exactly why.
Well, we're 2 hours in, 2:10, and before I go, we're gonna chop up. You weren't a part of the last live stream. How do you feel about finding out that man, Mr. I can't remember his name for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Mr. David Neal. I keep want to say Dean. David Neal assaulted Mr. Brennan. How do you feel about what happened in that hotel room?
I think it's absolutely crazy.
Okay.
I believe the information that.
Okay, listen at you. Crazy.
It is.
You think it was, Brittany?
I mean, number one, I think it's ridiculous that you snuck in or you got in and you were sucking.
Somebody was sucking on my toe. Sucking on my toe.
And then the information you found out about him being HIV positive.
That did it right there. Let me tell you what shocked me. That he killed a roommate by gunshot and then is HIV. That's some deep shit to digest.
Yeah, that was a lot. I think, oh boy, whatever his name was, the guy that was in the room, I think he's about to get paid. Especially, you let me find out somebody has HIV and you were in there sucking on my toes?
Oh my God, you're killing me.
I'm dead serious. That is disgusting. And, not to mention, I think he would have got a pretty good check. Otherwise, I don't know. It's all crazy. All very crazy. I mean, it was crazy to hear that. I was thinking last night about what we were talking about, that it was a car accident was the manslaughter charge. I had no idea until you found that information earlier that wasn't it at all. So yeah, I'm not so sure he should have been working there, much less a manager. Craziness.
So what should he get?
I don't know.
$1 million?
How much?
$1 million?
Yeah, I think $1 million would be good. I just don't know how he, thought he was going to get away with this. This is just. I don't know how he thought he would get away with something like this.
I say, how much money should he get?
Oh yeah, the $1 million sounds fair. I mean, I don't think $50,000, anything like that.
Say what?
I mean, I don't think a little bit of changes.
How you want them what? How you want them $20 bills?
Hold on one second.
Okay, perfect. Excuse me, you guys. I'm rambling in my kitchen. Yeah, how you want them $20 bills? Wow.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Very interesting. HIV, killed your roommate. You've been a busy son of a something. 27 years.
Yeah,
ago.
he has.
And who gets 2 DUIs and drive without a license while out on bond for murder? That means you didn't give a fuck about your friend and nobody else. Sorry, yeah.
No, he didn't care.
No, he didn't care.
Not at all.
Now you know what? Murdering a friend, DUI charges, prison time, for sneaking in somebody's room, breaking in somebody's fucking room and suck their damn toe. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's very brazen.
Like they say in jail. What you in here for? I broke in somebody's room and sucking their feet. What?
God, I couldn't imagine.
I bet you everybody in his pod be covering their damn feet up at night. Oh my goodness. Hey man, you better cover your feet up.
That was the craziest story. I'm glad.
We got the sucker toe bandit on board. Jesus, I can't. Oh, I can't. Damn. What a mess. Oh, Lord have mercy. What you doing? What you doing in here? I was sucking somebody's toes I didn't know. Man, he's scared to death up there. I wonder what the hell he's doing in the prison. Probably gonna having sex with them damn men. Nasty ass.
Well, I have a feeling he might be going back. I mean, do you think that would warrant?
Oh, that's what I meant to mention in last night's live and today. Obviously, he wants to go back. How about that?
How about that?
You obviously want to go back. You like being in prison.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was a crazy situation.
Nasty ass, sucking toes. I guess he was sucking toes when he was in there. I'm dead.
Probably so.
What you doing? A little to the right, Roscoe. A little to the right. I'm dead.
Crazy. And then
sucking the toe. I gotta sit here and think. Has anybody ever sucked my toes? Let me think about that for a second.
I don't want anybody sucking my toes.
Really? You don't want your toes sucked?
No.
You don't want your toes sucked, Brittany?
No. I will pass.
As R. Kelly
the other one says it goes on his back
older,
on
so
it.
whose is this? Whose is this? Whose is this? You gotta get with R. Kelly. R. Kelly let him suck his toes.
Oh. Yeah, that crazy story. For sure. That was a good one.
R. Kelly said, I got 5 on it. I'm evil. Hell, maybe they should ship him to Chicago. He could suck on his Achilles. Maybe his leg will start feeling better. You know what I said?
I mean,
huh? Hello? I don't know where Brittany. She done fell out. Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I said maybe he can go to the jail up there in Chicago and suck on R. Kelly's legs.
Ugh.
Maybe he can suck the blood clots out of his damn calf. He's having a problem. R. Kelly's having a problem. He's feeling neglected. Let's send Mr. Boy. Oh, why I can't remember his damn name for some reason. Mr. David Neal. David, you want to go to Chicago and suck on R. Kelly's leg?
He might be a little too old for R. Kelly.
I beg your pardon? R. Kelly's older than him.
Well, yes, still.
Yeah, R. Kelly is in his mid-50s. We're both, I mean, that man is both, we're both 52. R. Kelly's older than me. R. Kelly should be about 55, 56.
Crazy.
He said, we're going to have, R. Kelly said, come on, white boy, we're going to have on the baby.
Craziness. That was a crazy story for sure. And it only got worse.
HIV times HIV. These nuts. I'm dead.
Crazy.
Welcome to the crazy hour, everybody. 3-part live. R. Kelly feels neglected in jail. Ohio father, Mr. Dorman, shot three of his children, execution style. And Candus has YouTube stalkers. Follow her to Arkansas. Go, Candus. It's your birthday. Go,
Okay.
Candace. It's your birthday. While he was down there, he should have brought us some damn braziers.
Like the damn paparazzi outside when she walks out.
Mm-hmm. See, if Candace and Don had any sense, I shouldn't say this. I would pick that JLR up. I said, "Come on, let's go for a ride. Let's talk business." And I ain't gotta say the rest.
Yeah, that's
take his ass to lunch. And everybody be sitting around here waiting on that little YouTube video to pop up, and it never pops up. What happened to JLR? I don't know.
Well, and that's just it. If something
He
happens,
was in Arkansas trying to find Candus.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder, are these people trying to prevent him?
They could be. You don't know what these people do. The YouTubers, they sneaky, and the people in the storyline be sneaky.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be on here for a second? I got to pick up my son really fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to drop down. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, baby.
Okay.
All right, that's Brittany from North Carolina. What, Jenny? The link is in the chat. I'm already 2 hours plus in. I did a long live last night, 3 hours, unexpectedly. And as you see, when you're talking about these weird, wacko stories, they can get quite winded. But my feelings right now toward Candus and Don, they have not changed. But I feel the same as I did when people went down there to their house, the job, a year and a half ago, whatever it was, that December. I don't condone all that BS because you're making shit worse than what it already is. You're not real licensed reporters. You don't work for a news station. You're not the TBI, FBI, so on and so forth. Those are the only people that should be banging on their door trying to talk to them to get information from them. You want to go around the neighborhoods and talk to the neighbors and ask them questions? If they allow you to come on their porch and talk to them, okay, cool. But all this hanging outside the driveway, going over to the job site, sneaking around to the hotel in a whole nother state, man, you're doing too damn much. You're doing too damn much. You act like you're following around fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce some damn body. You don't get a grip. So damn two hillbillies. Ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You should be at home watching Tubi. They got some good movies on Tubi, JLR. Don't you have bills to pay at that house of yours that you like filming from? Get your ass a real fucking job. There's people out here ain't got no place to sleep, need a house, need a home. You sitting here chasing around two fucking bobbleheads in Arkansas, all God forsaken place. Man, you can get your shit together. Fucking way, I'd waste no gas and tear my damn car up following behind them. I wouldn't give a damn what they're doing down there. What they're doing in Rogersville and what they're doing in Arkansas. How about that? I'm going to drop the link one last time. If not, wait for Brittany to pop back up, then I'm out of here. Please check out my content from last night. We had a very stimulating conversation pertaining to should a woman, parent, father dress their little boy children in dresses? Your baby asked to be put in dresses. Do you buy dresses, girl, attire for your boy child? Second part of that live is pertaining to you finding out your man is bisexual, favors men, attracted to men. Do you stay or do you go? That was last night's live, 3 hours. And that is where we talked about this hotel incident of this man breaking into the room and sucking a man's toes. This was a suggestion from somebody in the chat. I did a video earlier today. Please go to YouTube Q to check out the said information. 3-part live, everybody. It's my second live for the day. Thank you for your time. Bringing you more stimulating conversation in this great nation. Crazy nonsense. Got a lot of crazy stories out here. I saw a very disturbing story from a black girl who attended TSU here in Tennessee, and she went home for vacation or whatever, and something happened to where her friends dropped her off in the middle of the road. And I'd like to know why. Pretty girl. Jealousy? Was she drunk? Overdose? What? What happened? I believe she had blunt force trauma to the head. If I'm not mistaken. Something happened to her. Something terrible happened to her. And those so-called friends, they know what happened. And that's a question I want to ask as well. Do you know your friend? Your friends. A lot of you brag a lot about the people you hang with, coincide with, but do you have truly genuine friends that if something goes bump in the night, you pass out, get sick, overdose, pop a pill, do they have your back? Will they call 911? Will they administer CPR? Would they turn on you behind closed doors? Do you really have good friends? That'll be my next live stream. Besides Mr. Chad Carr still missing here out of East Tennessee, was at the Foundation House, a sober living community where he went missing 2 years ago last month, May. Sorry, I'm late with that information. His mother and sister spoke to the local news affiliates here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I'll bring you that information. I'll try to get that out tomorrow. I'll try to do 2 lives tomorrow because you all know that Wednesday is my stepping out day. Amen. Of course, I'm sure some of you who follow me on the community board would say, Queen, you step out every day. Queen, you out every day. Shut your mouth. Yes, I'm doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is the only life I'm going to get, baby. I'm going out. I'm going out with a bang. I ain't worried about nobody else. See, I got things to do. I don't have time to be walking around with cell phone filming people and standing out in front of driveways all damn day trying to film a story to get likes and views for a channel. Yes, I want money like the next person, but I ain't getting ready to sell my soul to the devil and risk my health and my livelihood for no damn YouTube video. No, man. Do you have genuine friends? That will be one of the next videos coming up. I'll put a post up about that as well. Prayers for the family of the 3 young boys executed by their father. He has confessed to killing them. He also confessed that he had been planning this diabolical crime for months. The wife was wounded. Was she intentionally shot by the father, or she was trying to grab the gun and the gun went off? And also Mr. R. Kelly feels like he's being neglected medically in jail. An audio has been leaked to the public. And last but not least, Candus Wells, the bio donor of Summer Wells. She and Mr. Wells live in Arkansas now. What's going to happen with them? What's going to happen with the case? Will people leave them alone and stop stalking them? Hello, dear. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. What you got to say about the father that killed his 3 children? You don't know about it?
Yeah, I feel horrible about that because I just think of those 3 little boys and just like the fear and the terror that was going through them as their father was doing this. Like, what is wrong with people?
Well, hopefully it's not going to matter now because the children are dead. But I would hope it was quick,
Yeah.
No lingering and walking by them and they're sitting there crying and using the bathroom on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Putting fear in them before killing them.
Yeah. It was just sad. It was just like, I just don't understand people like that, And to hunt that little one down, like he was running away and you hunted him down and then lined him up and like just executed him like that.
But when you watch the video, the children are not in the same place lying on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know
So how was he lining them up? I don't understand.
Well, that's just what I've heard. So I don't know about that. But the one that I heard that one little one was trying to get away.
Yeah, I heard that. He drug him back. He caught him.
Yeah. That's just horrible. It's just absolutely horrible. And then the neighbor that said, well, I never thought he would do something like this. Well, when you saw him putting hands on his kids or being violent and abusive, why didn't you say something then,
But people don't do that, baby. People don't get in people's business like that.
Yeah, and look what happens when you don't. I mean, you don't have to. You can remain anonymous.
But ask
You
yourself
don't-
this: anonymous, yes, but you can't just go up to somebody on their private property and say, "Stop yelling at your children," because you could end up dead.
Yeah, yeah. But couldn't you call in to someone?
Yeah, you call in.
Yeah.
Do you believe the mother? Let's start at the beginning. Do you believe this man was violent before shooting the children?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Another neighbor said he heard him yelling and screaming at the children and the mother. Do you believe that allegation?
I do. And then the dad, he had that charge from 2010.
Yeah, he choked his father.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about this man telling us don't talk bad about my son, but your son choked you in 2010?
Well, love is blind. I don't know what to say about that guy. You know?
Yeah, love is blind. Sure is.
Like I understand.
Look how blind love is. 3 children are dead.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Because what did we find out? He's been very abusive, yelling, hollering, screaming, beating children, beating the wife, and the wife stood by and allowed him to do this to her children. You can't make excuses for somebody that will let their children endure this. Like I said, what you do when you're single is your business, but once you have children, you have to look after your children.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this just was so unnecessary.
I asked
really-
Brittany, I asked Brittany, if we find out that abuse was going on in their household, should the mother also be liable and should she have custody of the little girl? Uh-oh, kind of quiet. Huh?
Well, if she knew about it and
Yeah, she allowed her husband to be abusive to her children. Should she have custody of this little girl, the one that ran away?
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry for what happened to you, but no, because no.
Because in times of tragedy, people don't want to address other issues such as what led to this in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, well, it's all his fault. He did it. Yeah, but you're talking about he killed children in a household with also a mother. So if he was violent, there's no way I believe he woke up one day and just shot those children. He said he'd been planning it for months. So if he was violent, that means the mother saw signs that he was violent and you stayed with him with your children. Now, you're single and you want to stay with a violent person, that's your choice. But when you have children, you need to think about your children.
Yeah, exactly. And there are enough resources out there that
exactly. To get and leave.
Stay in that kind of a situation, you know?
Yeah. I would never stay with my children. I mean, my thing is, hell, I might do it with myself I tell myself I don't want to stay with nobody violent because I've left relationships and courtships with people, and then I've foolishly gone back in with somebody that obviously had violent tendencies. But my children, I would hope in my brain, I would think more about my children than myself in relationship with that man.
Exactly. Now, people, I don't know. I mean, that's a hard situation, but there are resources out there, and I don't believe there's any excuse nowadays. You know what I mean? And if that is such a tight-knit community and everybody knew everybody, then why wasn't anyone saying anything? Why didn't anybody?
Well, they probably was, but what did I just tell you? It's not their business. Well, nobody's going to go intervene because this man's beating his wife, yelling at his family.
Yeah, well then, don't be surprised when this shit happens. Don't be surprised when this stuff happens because, you were there before it happened.
Do you think he was raised in an abusive household?
I can't honestly say because I don't know enough about his background.
Right. But violence is usually taught.
Yeah. Well, and the way that his father backs him up and makes excuses for him.
Yeah.
It kind of tells me that he may have been. He never had to accept consequences.
That's a very good point. And that's why I told Brittany, it's one of the two or both. He was a problem child, acted out, choked the father, choked other people, and they just coddled him. Or he was taught violence, and that's why he was choking the father.
Uh-huh.
Because that's
Yeah,
deep. He's not but what, 30-something years old? So
yeah.
13 years ago, he was very young to be choking his father.
Yes.
So that behavior comes from somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know
Even if
where.
you're 18, 19, you just don't wake up and start choking your damn parent.
Exactly. If I ever put hands on my mom, I wouldn't even be here, you know? But yeah, I don't know where he picked that up at, but his dad making excuses for him.
How do you feel about seeing him cry in court Friday?
Well, it's a little too late for that. And the way he squished up his little face and then looked over after he got done with his little and then looked over and give me a break.
Well, I didn't see that. Okay.
Now,
before he went to court, he was quiet when they apprehended him, threw him to the ground. Okay. He told the officers, "I'm not going to hurt you." Like I said, he already did what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about him being so calm and waiting for the police to show up?
I think he did that to hurt. First of all, I think he did that to hurt the mom because he could have shot her right then and there. The gun was in it. I mean, he had the gun and she was running around trying to take care of her
Okay,
babies.
well, Brittany says the same thing. I also read that on the page about the article. Why do you think he tried to hurt the mother by killing their children?
What was that?
Why would he be trying to hurt her by killing the children?
Because he was a jerk. I mean, in my opinion, he's just a jerk, and I don't know why he was trying to hurt her, but he was. I feel he was. And it was
So you think they had marital problems?
Possibly. Wasn't it said somewhere that he was going through a divorce or something?
I have not heard that.
Okay, I'm not really sure.
So how about financial problems, work problems, mental problems? Do you think he has a mental problem?
I'm not. You know what? I mean, I don't think so. I'm just tired of people throwing that out when they're not being legit. Because I feel that mental illness card is thrown out too much.
It is.
So
maybe it's not mental. Maybe it's anger management.
Well, then get some control over yourself because this is
Too late now, Jenny.
Yeah. But no, I don't know if he has a mental illness or not. But I would call BS right now. I'm not buying into that.
How about this? Death penalty or not?
Yeah. Oh, I would. Yeah. He knew what he was doing. He planned it.
Mm-hmm.
He knew. I don't.
Why would he plan it? Why did he plan it?
Because he's a freaking coward. I don't know. But if you're going to take the lives of 3 little ones that look to you as their protector, and you turn around and do something like that, and you hurt a child, I don't care. I don't care. I don't have any sympathy for that.
Imagine the burden that you stayed with a man who's abusive. He killed your children. Your daughter escaped. The burden of the little girl now watching this man shoot her brothers. And she also lived in a house where her mother allowed abuse. Let's just say the mother allowed the abuse. Imagine the burden of the child.
Oh, God. Bless her heart. I hope.
See, this is what nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Which leads to these problems down the road.
Mm-hmm.
He could have watched his parents be abusive. He grows up abusive. He kills his children. One little girl gets away. That's not his child. Now she's witnessed abuse. See where I'm going? The cycle doesn't stop.
Well, you know what?
Let's just say if he was abused as a child himself, Chad.
Well, he could have gotten himself help. He's a grown ass.
But look how many people don't. Men don't get help for things like this.
Yeah, and look what happens.
Exactly. Women too. I've seen some violent women, young girls, very violent.
Yeah.
Like to fight, cut. Always want to beat people up, bullies. Yes, some very vile females out here.
Yeah. It's
I also wondered if his parents were together.
I don't know. I don't know about his parents.
But it's very rural because you can see the road, how far the houses were from each other. But there's somebody who has spoken up to say they've seen him argue with the children, argue at the children and the mother. I don't think this person is lying. I'm going to go out on the whim and say I think they're telling the truth. I think there's more to this story. I think he probably had anger management issues. He possibly had, mental defect, marital issues, financial. Who's to say? But the point is, when he said he planned it, that was enough for me. I ain't worried about nothing else from that point.
Yeah. Yeah, when he said that he had planned this, right
For
there,
months.
I quit caring. I'm like, all right, you know what? You have the mental fortitude.
So imagine you planned it for months, but you're crying in court.
Yeah, don't give me that. I don't even care. Like, no, I have no sympathy for you. None. Mm-mm.
R. Kelly.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
That boy. What does he expect? He's in prison. Okay, like I said before, you don't have top-notch health care in prison. You're just a number. You're nothing special. And I'm sorry, if you really cared about your health and all this other stuff, you would have thought of that before you hit that jail cell.
So that's the point. He never cared. He has a God complex.
He didn't care. He had the money and he was, living his life.
Yes.
Getting away with supposed stuff. And then the only time he cries is when he got caught.
And that's what they all do. Don't you find it interesting? They all go downhill medically, physically. Once arrested, Weinstein in a wheelchair, or this and that, another one in a wheelchair. Everybody's sickly. All of a sudden.
It's amazing. Like, you see their pictures before.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them as they go to court, and it's like, wow. Like, they age like 100 years, and it's just, wow, what happened, I don't know if they're trying to play the sympathy card or what, but.
One of the ladies contracted a venereal disease from him, allegedly. Faith, I believe is her name. She wants his medical records released. Do you believe his medical records should be released to the public?
And what is the point? What's the point of that?
To let everybody know that he has it, that would prove that he gave it to her. I guess. I don't know.
Right, and what? That was a long time ago, and how are you going to nail it down to him? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
And he's already in jail. Like, how is this going to help? How is this going to help anything?
Sometimes people just want to prove a point. Hey, nobody believed me, so let's get his medical records to show he had the disease. He had it before he met me. I got it, and he's who I got it from.
I just think it's pointless. I think it's pointless. It's a waste of time. He is where he is. Carry on. You know what I mean? You got the disease.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm sorry.
Do you think he'll get treatment?
For the disease?
For the leg. No, for the leg. For the blood clot. Girl, you're crazy. No, you got to take medicine every day for the herpes, I would assume.
Well, I'd say just take a number and get in line, and we'll help you when we can.
Because his lawyer says the facility is not up to par. They do not serve the inmates properly, which, I do believe people need to get adequate care. I don't care if they're in prison or not, but you have to count so many people in there, how many nurses they have, doctors working. So you have to count all of that because those people have to be paid. They're not wanting to go in there and do this kind of work for free. They might be part-time physicians, retired physicians, retired nurses. Maybe they do it on a volunteer basis. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really know how it works.
He'll get his leg taken care of. It may not be the kind of health care that he wants, but he'll get it taken care of. Like, look at how many people are in prison. How many people are in that prison that he's in, and how many of them have health care problems? You know what I mean? Health issues. Like,
so you feel like you get yourself in jail, that's your fault.
Some people, yeah.
Some people, okay. So
Yeah. Yeah.
is this payback?
I don't think it's payback. I think it's just called karma.
No, well, that's what it's all the same. Payback, karma, the universe, higher entity, however you want to word it. You
Well,
were
I
a
feel
dirty bird. You were a dirty bird out here. You mistreated people out here. You molested children, boys, girls. You mistreated women, even if they were consenting adults. This is your karma.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what he had. I mean, he had talent. He had all this
Amen.
money, and he just blew it off because he thought he was something more than what he was, and he didn't appreciate what he had, and he was a nasty weirdo. And this is what happens. So I don't want to hear you crying now. And I'm sorry you got health problems, but we all do.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
Candus Bly and her YouTube stalkers in Arkansas.
Oh, Lord. Okay. That was about stupid. I mean, the guy, I mean, he has a right to do that, but I just think it was stupid and pointless. What was your goal in going there and doing that? What were you trying to get out of that?
YouTube views and likes so you can keep paying me to travel around the United States and harass people. That's the point.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous.
Think about this. He's got numerous videos when you go on the YouTube queue where he's over here. That costs to do that, and you don't even have a full-time fucking job.
Wow. Yeah, what? I wonder what he does for a living, because that's just
I just told you what he does for a living.
Harasses people?
So, that, and sit up here and make YouTube videos. You all send in money. He gets money from the views by being monetized, and that's how he's able to go around and harass people.
Well, I don't know. I just think, you know what, you're gonna mess with the wrong person.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna turn out bad. And you can't blame anybody but yourself. You know, and I say leave those people alone. I mean, they're not gonna tell you anything more than what they've said for the past 2 years.
Do you believe the baby's alive?
I don't think so.
Who hurt her?
I don't know. I mean, I think Candus played a major part in it, and I think that both of them by now know something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the full story. But I do believe that Candus has a hand in this somehow, some way.
Okay.
I really do.
Do you believe they're going to stay in Arkansas?
God, I wouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
They can get a lot of money if they sell that house.
Yeah, but then what are they going to do? Are they going to live in Arkansas?
Well, the point is, you went there for a reason.
Yeah, for work. But when work is over, what are you going to do? You know?
Okay. Well, I would assume you would try to get permanent work. What's the purpose of doing temporary work? If that's the case, you could have got temporary work around here and stayed in a hotel somewhere else around here, and nobody knew where you were.
Well, I think I don't know how popular this case is in Tennessee, but it might be difficult for him. You know what I mean? So I can see them going to other states to get work, but
let me tell you something. Everybody don't watch YouTube. He could have easily came right up to this area, other parts of East Tennessee, West, and got a job. Never left the state. Nobody would have known who he is. Do you know how many people do not know who Summer Wells is? Yeah. That's what you all need to understand and follow true crime. There are people all over the United States. They don't watch YouTube.
Exactly.
They do not watch true crime. They don't know nothing about Summer Wells, Cow City, and they live right here. You know how many black people I've talked to? They don't even know who the hell I'm talking about. Period.
Well, with the Summer Wells case, like
that's what I'm saying. So he could have easily stayed in the state and got a job. Nobody would have known nothing about it unless somebody started prodding around on his work site wondering who he is. And the fact that Donald loves to talk so much, he'd have gave his own self away because he don't know how to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he something else. But no, I really, I don't know. I mean, if they choose to live there, they choose to live there. But I wouldn't sell that property. I wouldn't sell it. I would wait until it was absolutely necessary, you know?
Yeah. But what's necessary? Because these people aren't going to stop bothering them, obviously.
Yeah.
In their minds.
No.
But you help aid them because you keep running the YouTube, doing live streams and talking on people panels, calling people nasty names and stuff. So you like the attention you've gotten from YouTube. You like the fact that now people have given you money and Cash Apping you and PayPal and all that. So you like all that. You can't sit up and say, oh, we ran to Arkansas because the people were stalking us on YouTube. YouTubers are stalking us. Your behavior is what got people talking. And then these other loony bins decide to jump on the bandwagon and come down there to your house and to your job.
Yeah. I've never seen parents act like this. I've never.
That's why you know. That's why you know something happened to the little girl. See.
Yeah, yeah. And
because normal people don't act like this, and their child is missing.
No, and you know it like just God, it just blows my mind how people like buy into their crap and feel sorry for them and crap. Like, you know, I'm sorry this happened to you, but what you're doing right now in your behaviors, you're not helping.
Well, can you accept the fact that this is who they are and this is what they were doing when they had the children in their custody?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe this is who they are.
Yeah.
It's just,
they're old. Don is almost 60. She's late 30s. This is who they are.
This is definitely who they are.
These are troubled beings who crossed the paths in the universe, became evenly yoked, and repeating the cycle of the abuse, trauma they had in other relationships. This is who they are.
Yeah, it is who they are, and they're not going to change.
No.
And I don't think they feel like they need to.
And if they harm their child, then there is no hope for you. And that's my personal opinion. You can cry all day to Allah, Jesus, whoever, the saints, Mother Mary. But once you steal the life of a child for no reason, the only person that can work with you is God. Man can't do nothing with you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, they're both, I just think it's pointless and people need to just back off and let TBI and the TBI and FBI and whoever do their thing because these people are not going to change. They are who they are. And every time you get them on panel, they just give you the same word salad and bullshit. And it's just, it gets old, you know?
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Do you think the truth will come out about what happened to Summer Wells?
Oh, yeah. Truth always comes out. I mean, it may take a while, but I mean, the truth always comes out.
Okay.
It does. Like they've solved like cold cases from like 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? So I totally believe that someday, somehow, this is all going to come to light.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
2 years is a long time.
It is, but there's been other cases. Well, think about 30 years. I mean, that family hasn't known where their loved ones are or what happened for 30 years, and all of a sudden, because they're like DNA and whatnot, they finally have answers. So no matter how long it takes, it will come out.
Do you think these two will slip up and tell on themselves to somebody else?
God, I'm surprised they haven't already. Like, I really am. I thought when that money came out and they had the reward, I thought someone would, like, get sloppy and run their mouth. I thought someone would screw up by now. I really do.
Okay.
Like, it shocks the heck out of me that someone hasn't, like, and ran their mouth a little, you know?
Yeah. Do you believe they have regrets if they are behind the disappearance of Summer Wells?
I think they regret that that people not everyone's buying their crap, and they're getting the hate from some people that they weren't expecting. You know, I don't think
Okay.
I don't think they thought it was going to get this big, and
Okay.
then yeah,
Yeah, I've heard somebody else say that.
yeah, I really
They didn't
know.
expect, they didn't expect people to care and be attracted to the story.
Yeah, but you know what? I think their personalities created that too. Created that.
That's why I
interest.
said that. You're sitting up here talking as the mouthpiece, the father, when you literally weren't there. The mother sedated, drunk, high on a live stream. You gave people something to talk about the way you behave. That's just life.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do the interview. You knew you were geeked up, high, sedated. Why would you do a live interview?
Yeah. Well, maybe that's just who they are. Maybe they were like.
But that is the point. This is who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't have their boys.
Yeah. 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 It's just a mess, man. Those people are something else. I mean, it'll come out, truth will come out, and all this, but they just need to stay the hell off of YouTube, I think, and quit giving people a reason to talk.
Brittany says they aren't going to say anything. Interesting.
I agree with
So as
that.
much as he talks and gossips and call people niggers and this and that, interesting, he hasn't slipped up and told something. He said some things that people find suspicious now. He and Candus.
Yeah, but I mean, they are. But
They
no,
just said, we killed the kid, hid the kid.
They're not going to come out and admit what they did to a YouTuber. I mean, come on now. And so hounding them and chasing them and all this I think it's ridiculous.
Well, to me, those people need a live. That JLR investigates. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You need to get a fucking live. You and that other stringy-haired blonde with the bullhorn. All you all need to get a fucking life. You people are just vile and disgusting. You don't have a life, and you're feeding off the tragedy of these people to just go on and on and on, making videos about absolutely nothing, stalking them. What's going to happen? You're going to go in the wrong fucking driveway, wrong hotel door, and you're going to get your neck snapped.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm surprised I haven't already with some of the places then.
Because he was a menace down there in Florida. I didn't know who he was at that time until he jumped over here on the Summer Wells case. And once I started listening and I heard the voice, and I said, that voice sounds so familiar. And somebody was like, oh, that was the one that was down there at the laundries. And I thought, oh my gosh, the way he grilled that sister, she was stupid to stand up there and be talking to them. You're not going to sit here and ask me nothing. I'm not going to give you any information if I don't want to give it to you. And and Brian Laundrie's sister was so stupid to be standing there letting this JLR go on and on and on, grilling her. I wouldn't have answered shit. And I would have told him, get the fuck off my property.
Yeah.
I don't owe you no fucking
Right.
Fuck off my property.
Yeah, no, there's no way. No. See, I didn't really like
Thank you, Raymond girl. Go ahead. I was thinking somebody in the chat. Go ahead. Go ahead. Brittany's up here now.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm jealous. You're so tan.
She's a Indian god.
I got some ethnicity.
Naturally.
I got some
No, it's
ethnicity.
pretty.
It's really hot here, I tell you what. But it's good to meet you. It really is.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, I agree. They're crazy. I think they need to leave them alone. Because I mean, it is crazy they've not came out and said anything.
I know, right? I thought for sure by now that they would have somebody would have ran their mouth for money or something. You know, I mean, look at their little circle of friends. That's what shocks me the most, that no one has and said something already, you know?
That and even their little drunken episodes, they've had so many of those online that they haven't slipped up. Now, a part of me sometimes believes that maybe Dawn has, in a way, told the story kind of in bits and pieces, you know, with her being taken and the drug stuff, if any of that comes to be true, that would be interesting. But yeah, I mean, because they have pretty much stuck to their story. I mean, I hear a lot of people say they think that they've changed their stories numerous times. I hear Don slip up and say a few things like that are questionable about whether he was actually there that day. But other than that, in my opinion, feel like they kind of stuck with their same story.
Yeah.
And they make. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think they may regret the story they told, that it's not more believable, because they're stuck with saying, this child was taken from inside of a house when there was 2 adults outside. Make that make sense.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. Was it said that she is now, that someone has said that now she walked out of the house, or is that just a bunch of baloney?
See, I don't know, because in some of the original TBI reports, it says that she was reported walking off the 100 block of Ben Hill Road. I don't know, but if you go by the story, I should say that the parents have always told, she went inside the house, downstairs to play with her toys. Candus was putting on the leg brace. She turns around and 2 minutes later goes in the house and she's gone, nowhere to be found. That doesn't make sense. That's not logically possible, in my opinion, especially considering where they live.
Yeah, like that driveway. I mean, Grandma's a little camper. It didn't. I mean, hasn't it been shown that from her porch you can see the area of the back driveway, and then you can see who's coming up the swing area, like.
Even if they want to say the story that someone came up that dog trail, you would think that you could still see from the dog trail to where the trailer was.
Yeah. Well, and with a neighbor like Jody Sue, I mean, come on.
No, seriously, yeah. I mean, and I don't know. And I don't believe anybody came up that dog trail. I don't believe that at all. I mean, I know they said, which Dawn always says, from my understanding, that her scent was found on the dog trail. From my understanding, Ronnie Lawson says it was found at the gravel at the end of the driveway. So it's kind of confusing. Who really knows what to believe? I believe Ronnie Lawson, of course, over Dawn, but it's just strange that he sticks with this dog trail story. But the Queen said all along, it doesn't make sense. They were these 3 kids left alone all day long, 2 adults gone with Summer. There was all the opportunity in the world to take these kids, the 3 boys, while no one was there. So someone waits until 2 adults are home to take. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't. That's why, I feel like there was some kind of I don't know. I kind of feel like there was an accident, and maybe, I don't know why they didn't just call and take care of things then, but even if it was an accident, the story has gone on so long with so much crap that the accident thing, like.
See, that's what I always thought was an accident. The longer it goes on, the more I feel like it was planned. I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you never knew. God, I have never met people like this before in my life. It's like so crazy,
They're crazy. That is, and that was
what I've always. These people, not to interrupt you, but there are many people like Candus and Don. That's what I keep trying to tell you. It depends on the kind of people you've been subjected to in life. There's thousands of people that act just like them. They're alcoholics, they're drugs, they're addicts, they stay in trouble with the law, they're always falling out with people. Thousands of people live just like them.
Well, it's like I can understand, being a little rebel in your younger days and this and that and the other. But I mean, come on now. At some point in time, wouldn't you hope that you grew up just a little bit and had your crap together by now? I mean, especially.
I don't want to do better. I don't want better. I like living like this.
Then you live, wallow in your misery, because that's all you're going to get. These people are just.
I like drama. I like trouble. I like being in trouble with the law. I like drinking and driving. I like getting high. I like cussing. I like calling people dirty names. I was doing this before YouTube. And you ought to figure that out. I was doing this shit before YouTube. We're menaces.
Oh yeah.
We're chaotic. We're stink bugs.
Well,
Literally.
I wouldn't be like, hanging out at the house and sharing a cup of sugar with them. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they're not the kind of people you want to do anything with. They're not the kind of people you chief with, drink with. You fuck around, you end up in a murder mystery. In the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that just with Summer being missing, they've tried to pin it on everybody. Dudley, everybody, the neighbors, the drug dealers down the street, anybody they can.
Pookie did it. Pookie did it.
Yeah.
Pookie took her.
The guy at the company party,
Anybody. The butcher, the baker, UPS driver, he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Church guy did it. Church lady did it. Everybody's accused. Everybody and their mama, and yet there are no arrests. That should tell you something. Ain't no stranger took her, and ain't nobody that know her took her, but the ones who brought her here. I believe that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's gonna come out. Truth always comes out. Always comes out. And like Dawn, when he starts hitting the Bible and like when he starts doing his little like Bible talk, it drives me up the wall because he's just it does. Like I'm just like
Job said this. Zachariah said this.
Yeah, if I
said the Lord.
I'll go to church, But I think it's just I think it's deflecting.
Lord,
and
quit calling my name and my son's name. Thank you.
Well, and somebody said that every time Darling got in trouble, he would all of a sudden he'd find Jesus.
Yeah, well, he found something. But did Jesus find him? Ting.
Yeah, most criminals do.
Jesus said, I am not on the main line for these two. And the Lord said, now, you don't say that. He tired of you calling him and only doing it. I call it pimping Jesus. You only talk about God when you got into some mischief.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm saved. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus.
I just think it's ridiculous. It's
you are saved by the bottle of Parmesan. Crack cocaine, fentanyl, heroin. That's what you say about methamphetamine.
Well, and it's like, if he knows that turning to alcohol and drugs is not going to help with his, with his sadness and all this, then why do you keep doing it? Like, I don't know, man. He's just a cycle of, he's just a cycle of word salad and bullshit, in my opinion.
They're evenly yoked.
Yeah, you don't by chance lose that many children, period.
That's the very reason why they're together. They're evenly yoked. You can't have one without the other.
That's such a toxic relationship. Those two.
I wouldn't take my children around them ever. They don't need to have children. They don't need to have babysit children. They don't need to be in the company of children.
Yeah, they're just a whole mess. They're just a little mess.
Hopefully we'll have answers soon. I believe they will definitely solve it. Of course, and I'm hanging on the every word.
When? My 53rd birthday?
And that's why I hate that Ronnie Lawson said that, because I'm hanging on his last word that we're going to have an update. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah, before I'm 53.
So have they
already? It's summer. It'll be here tomorrow.
Has Ronnie Lawson given that update yet, or no?
No.
No. Okay.
And he got what, a pedophile son or some shit?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And you got everybody on him about that. They're calling, asking questions.
You just don't know people, see. Yeah, he should have done. He was supposed to get 20 years, and all he got was what, probation?
Something crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
How you go from 20 years to probation?
Oh, man. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, where was he on June 15th?
So people will look at that, even though it's not the same jurisdiction, I believe, they'll still think his father had a hand in him getting to 20 years. Because I think the judge was biased. This is bad. So why would I have faith in you doing the Summer Wells case? Investigating this.
Well, and I wonder how Don was when he was sitting in the jail and in that same jail, you know, Ronnie Lawson's jail.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. I really do. I wonder what that was like. Or I mean, he obviously didn't say anything, but I wonder how that went down, you know?
Like if they ever came to talk to him about Summer, or while you were sitting in there, Don, you had all the opportunity, access to all these officers. Did you question them about what's going on with my daughter's case? That's what kills me, is they say, we don't know anything. We haven't heard from them and blah, blah, blah. It's been months since we heard anything. Call them. Find out.
Well,
I know that they're probably not telling them anything, but call them.
No, I wouldn't tell them nothing. I'm sorry. I would not tell them anything.
Yeah, they're not going to tell them anything.
Mm-mm.
Are they the primary suspects?
Yeah, they are. I mean, because we're 2 years in. You can't clear anybody. You haven't cleared anyone. I mean, at least at 2 years, I was hoping that maybe they could, clear the neighbors, clear somebody.
Jenny, are they primary suspects?
I think so. But like Vinny said, I wish
I'm losing my religion.
But I really wish that he would come forward and say, okay, these people are who we're looking at, these people are not. Because just to clarify a couple of things, you don't have to give major answers or anything like that, but can you just maybe shut down a few of these little rumor mills that are going around?
Well, see, and that's where I go back to, I think YouTube has been so ruthless with contacting the TBI, contact in Hawkins County so much that it has become a huge distraction in her case, that when Ronnie Lawson comes out and makes this statement or whatever he's going to give, it will be a final update. I don't think they're going to give us a little piece of any information that we could go back and interpret to be something else. I think it'll be a final statement, like we have made an arrest. And it's unfortunate because it would be nice, for them to give us a little something, but every little something that they kind of gave, we ran with, and they really haven't gave anything, to be honest. I mean, the only thing we know is that she's missing and that everybody's still a suspect.
I
mean, that's horrible. But I don't know. It's strange, but everyone says, oh, it's been 2 years and they've not been arrested. Well, it's my opinion. It's been 2 years and they've not been cleared either. So,
yeah, and I don't know. You just have to have a little patience. And
well, where is she? She's dead. Where is she, Jeannie?
Well, she's in heaven, I would say.
No. Remains there.
Oh, remains. I cannot say. I think she's somewhere close. I don't think she's on that property, but I think she's.
Is she in the Beach Creek community, Jenny?
I think so.
Brittany?
I don't know. I don't think she's far. Like she said, I don't think she's on the property. I think she was on the property. They never would have left. I mean, she could be. I don't believe if you work with the time frame that we were given, the time frame that they can say they saw her at the Walgreens and things like that versus the time she was missing. Unless there is a person, of course, that's not Don or Candus that we don't know about, that transported the body further, I don't believe they could have got her too far. I mean, it could be just over the Virginia line because, Virginia's right there. I don't know how close the North Carolina line is, but I think the Virginia line is closer. So I think that's a possibility. But I don't think she's far. I don't think she's very far, but no, I don't necessarily know that I believe she's in the area. And then, gosh, just looking at the area, how would they ever find her?
Yeah, especially when it's summer months. So what was the motive for getting rid of her?
I don't know. I can't imagine what the motive would be, because you've still got these other three. What about the one? What is, Summer making?
I didn't like her.
Well, yeah, like what's the special, like, okay, why would someone focus primarily on
Why
Summer?
did the other people kill their kids?
I mean, I guess she's the youngest, so the others are more self-sufficient. She's not, so possibly.
Every day. That's why I keep trying to tell you all. Why is it that nobody can accept the fact that these people deliberately killed their kid? I don't understand. Why you can't understand that?
That's why, like, I don't know, like, I'm kind of thinking it was an accident. God,
Kids kill their kids. People kill their kids every day, and they kill them deliberately. A fucking accident. You want me to believe all these dead kids are accidents?
Well, no. I mean, I think that this case may have been an accident, but it's gone a little too far now. So
even if it's an accident, you still covered it up.
Yeah.
And if you go to jail right now, nobody's going to believe it was an accident because you never came forward and told the truth.
No, you wrote
So
this
how am I going to
story.
believe you if you just decided to confess or you told somebody something? It's too late.
Yeah.
And that's all of them.
And then you discarded her. So who is going to believe that?
Yeah.
And that's grandma included. If you know something, it's at this point, you're still going to jail.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Grandma's already been through this, and so it just I really wonder how she's feeling right now. Like, what are her thoughts?
Yeah, because I mean, that's ironic enough, that two kids in your family go missing that close together. With one being a granddaughter and the other being your daughter. I mean, what are the chances? I mean, you've got better chances of winning the lottery twice, in my opinion. I don't know. And if she's not involved, that explains why she is gone and got out of there, because she knows exactly what type of people are and that they could possibly have her hemmed up in some trouble that she doesn't want to be a part of. Because, I mean, when she made her statement finally, I mean, I can't remember. It was a long time after Summer had been missing. It was a little questionable when she spoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why do you think she spoke, Brittany?
I don't know. I think that because Don was in jail. I believe he was in jail then, so she felt more comfortable to speak.
But did she tell the truth though?
A part of me feels like she did, because there was things that she said she took a nap. I mean, how did you take a nap?
Because Candus told her the truth about what happened to the little girl.
I don't know.
Jenny?
I don't know. But
You don't think Candus was told the truth, Jenny?
do I think I don't think she told the whole truth. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you think she told her?
Huh?
What do you think she told her, baby?
I have no idea, but I don't think she told her the whole truth of what happened. And with Dawn being in jail, like, I agree with Brittany. She probably felt a little bit maybe safer saying that, but I don't know, because Dawn has said that Grandma would never lie, and so.
But that's her child. She might lie for her child.
I'm not going down with you.
Yeah. Now, if you hurt my grandbaby, I'm sorry, little girl. You're on your own.
But that's you. That's you.
Yeah.
People cover for people every day. We have heard thousands of stories where people knew that somebody was murdered, discarded, and they never came forward, or they waited years before telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we won't have to wait years and years for
I mean, it's
Something.
crazy. It's already been 2 years. That's crazy to me.
It feels
Yeah.
long
So
because
what if Grandis does know the truth of what happened and where she's discarded? She didn't come forward.
well, good on her.
Because you have to admit, why would you wait almost a half of a year to tell a version of planting flowers?
Oh, yeah, it's too late for her to talk now. I mean, maybe they would let her off a little easier, but I mean, in my opinion, she'd still be going to jail.
Oh yeah. I mean, if she was the one that squealed first, they might give her a better deal, but she's still going. You know what I mean?
I believe they're trying to build a case without a body because.
So let's go here. What do they have? TBI sheriff against the two or the one?
No abduction.
No.
I think
what evidence do they have right now against the two or the one?
Who really knows? I mean, they haven't been clear about it, and TBI really
Yeah,
hasn't.
but I'm asking you, what do you think they have?
I think that they know, and it's been said that the house at the end of the road had cameras. I think they know for a fact no other vehicle went in and out of there within that time frame. I believe that they did see Candus leave, as Candus has even said. They said I left twice and that I did not. I believe that they are. That's one thing I do feel confident is they know no other vehicle went down that road that day or during that time frame, which only leads back to Don and Candus. Now, the no phone pings that came out in that interview that one of the news reporters did last week, that was strange to me because that makes no sense.
And so where would she get that from? Why would you give her that information and nothing else? That makes no sense to me.
No, and I wonder if it was a bad choice of wording the way she worded it because, there was when Detective Pruitt talked one time, he said that they've been through phone data, phone pings, and they've found nothing. He didn't say there were no phone pings or no data. He said, and nothing, was found, to help aid in the investigation. So I wonder if that was.
To me, that's the same thing. No pings.
Well, there's pings, but nothing that's helped aid in the investigation is how I understood him to say it. So then when you
that would lead me to think that it was orchestrated.
Right. Well, either way, it makes me feel it's orchestrated at this point because whether, there's no pings that help in the investigation or if you go with what the news reporter said, there were no pings at all.
So how about there were pings in Kingsport and they stopped on their way to Rogersville?
Then it's definitely orchestrated. Definitely. I mean, it's possible they turned off their phones or whatever.
Drive around and not know if you get a flat tire or something. You got to call AAA somebody.
Oh, I'm not saying that she didn't have a phone. I'm saying that maybe the main phone that they know of.
Yeah, I'm just saying turned on at some point, though, is what I'm saying. At some point, the phone had to have been on.
Don't the vehicles keep track of their locations?
It should.
The one Dawn drives, I know they said did. And that's interesting too.
Yeah, she's driving a newer made truck. It probably would have GPS on there.
And most of them that have, it's not. I know they don't have OnStore because that's usually only GMC. But most of the time, even if you pay for the OnStore or not, they can still tap into it to give it a location if needed. If there's a police report. But I know there's some sort of navigation in that vehicle, but it's strange too, is consider that, Don does drywall for a living. He has a truck, which only makes sense that you drive a truck to that type of job. Why are you driving a brand new vehicle that day that, has GPS on it? I mean, that's interesting to me that he chose to drive that vehicle that day.
I wonder if that was like.
And what vehicle was it that he drove?
He drove Candus's car to work.
That was so weird. I mean,
well, what did she drive? Oh, grandmama's truck.
Mm-hmm.
So what was wrong with his truck?
Nothing. He said in the Chris McDonough interview, he said that he's paying all this money for this vehicle and he never drives it. So he was just going to start driving it. Even his friends, coworkers, joked with him at the job site that he drove this vehicle to do drywall. I think he was making a statement that day by driving that vehicle, like, so everyone knew this is what she drove. Yes. And when they check the GPS, it's going to show that that vehicle was right where it was supposed to
I
be.
can see doing the kind of work he does. I would drive a pickup truck versus a good truck.
Right. And he has a pickup truck.
So it was like, why is it this one day? And yet your kid happens to come missing this day that you chose to drive that vehicle.
Yep.
Like, either you're the most
Well,
unlucky
there's
person.
so much went on with this story.
There's so much.
Stuff.
Which, I mean, that makes no sense to me. And just because that vehicle may show he was where he was supposed to be doesn't mean he was where he was supposed to be. That vehicle could be there, but that does not mean he was where he was supposed to be.
Is Don involved?
Yeah, at this point, yeah. I used to not think so, but I think so.
Jenny?
Oh, yeah. At this point, heck yeah, because, I mean, come on now. You can't go this long without knowing something. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way he gets so defensive,
the fact that he's a mouthpiece is bothersome. Was always bothersome.
Yeah, he wasn't even, supposedly, he wasn't even there. So
right, that's what I'm saying. Why are you talking? Why are you the only one talking the most?
Did anybody see that one interview that he did last week? And the lady asked him, did you have anything to do with this? Oh. And he says, no, he didn't say no. He said, I mean, I don't even know how to answer that question. How would you answer that question is what he says. He says, I don't even know how to answer that question. How would you answer it? It's a yes or no, Don. What do you mean? It was very interesting. I have to see if I can find it and send it to you.
A lot of people answer shit according to their subconscious.
Oh, well, his subconscious must be, I don't know.
Because it's just like what I said with Koiberger. I don't need the judge to put in a plea for me. I am innocent, Your Honor.
I don't know, Mr. Koiberger.
Why would I have a judge answer for me? I'm innocent.
Then why not?
You killed your kid. You know where your kid is? I don't know how to answer that.
But see, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Like when he answers, it's like in a riddle or like a twist of
what? And that's usually a sign that you're lying.
Yeah, most of the time when you answer a question with the question.
Right? Because you're talking to the host or the reporter. They're not on trial and they're not the ones being interviewed.
That was the interesting part.
You don't ask the reporter the same question she just asked you.
Yeah, he threw that question back at that reporter, and that's what he said. I mean, how would you answer that question? I don't
have to answer it. That's the point. I'm not in your situation.
My kids, no, I'm
not the ones that's got a lost kid. Missing kid.
He'll either throw out something like that or a Bible verse.
Yeah. But and no, he can't talk without throwing in something about God.
Oh my goodness.
And God said, tell the truth, Don Wells, Candus Wells.
His fascination.
I don't even know how they sleep at night. Fuck that.
I don't either.
Ain't no little white girl gonna be tapping my foot in the bed. Pulling my damn covers off and shit.
God bless his heart.
Angel, get up. You killed a kid, man. You are not never be able to sleep at night.
Well, okay, and you know how he talks about this angel talking to him?
No.
Yeah.
Like, how he says, okay, well, it reminds me of like in Mormon religion, the angel supposedly Moroni came down and talked to
Lord,
and Don was a Mormon at one time. His family was Mormons. Like when he talks about these angels and crap like that, like it just reminds me of the religion and this angel that would come and give these
that bitch for nothing.
revelations and premonitions, you know?
Yep.
Calling Lori Vallow.
Yeah, they're the same.
Whitney.
That religion is
what?
You didn't hear me?
Did you say calling Lori Vallow?
Nah, you ain't listening.
Yes, I am sorry. I was trying to get to the chat so I could see
Lori
the
Vallow. Well, the real Lori Vallow, step to the table, please.
and I mean that's and it's the same thing with her because that's what ate me alive with to hear her
Yeah.
talk so nonchalant. Her sisters on the phone, crying out, after finding out they're dead, and you have no emotions. These are your children. It's just like she was possessed. It was the strangest thing. You have her son up there that's just breaking down. Where is your heart? I mean, it's sick. It's, I can't. It doesn't make any sense. And it made more, to see Candus last night sober was almost strange to me because it was almost easier for me to understand the drinking and all that.
Well, if you
Because
said it was early in the morning, she obviously she just woke up.
no, that was two different situations. The early in the morning was the knock on the door.
Yeah,
I
okay.
didn't see that one, Brittany.
Well, so you stop drinking at some point. Damn.
Yeah, but okay, so let me just say this. I mean, I drink occasionally, but if my child was missing, I probably have to drink every night just to sleep.
Well, I'm sure most people do.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know how I would, but then, like I said, she was really, it was so manipulating. Like I don't even know how to feel about what I watched last night because she seemed genuinely concerned about this homeless family, and she was like, she let me tell you the words she said. She said, "The children are our future." I wanted to come through my phone because I'm like, your children are that same future. Your child is missing. And I think it's great for her to have empathy for these other kids that, are at least fortunate and that don't have any food and that she's having to watch this in front of her. But we're watching this all go down and your child is the missing child. It was just so strange to me. It's really conflicting. I don't know how to feel about it. But, all your children are gone. You don't by chance lose more than one kid. You don't. I can understand, maybe if you were living a hard life in the past and something happened and you lost a child. I mean, at this point, there's 8 freaking kids, possibly 9 to hear them tell it now, that are missing. I mean, not are missing. I'm sorry, that have been taken. Well, one missing, but you don't lose that many kids.
That's a whole pack of kids right there.
I mean, you just don't. It's sick. And I mean,
I didn't have to watch that one. I didn't see that one. But maybe she's like, maybe it's a form of self-preservation to detach from the situation, and maybe it's a way to protect herself from whatever.
Yeah. Because she even made a comment that she was going to go and, make spaghetti and try to feed it to all them tonight or something like that. And, that's great.
The fuck I would eat her spaghetti.
I know. But it was just so strange to watch.
Her dirty drawers over a pot of spaghetti. I cannot.
But it's a little too late for all that, in my opinion.
Vomit City, your titties scrubbing the pot. No, thank you.
Maybe
What is that? Do I smell Similac? The fuck?
Maybe it's just a way for her to not feel.
Is that titty juice in my spaghetti?
Lord.
That bitch got some big ass boom boom. You ain't cooking nothing with me. Your titties dripping down in my damn good food. The hell if I will. No, look, no, thank you. Sorry, don't mean to be derogatory. Oh, my breast! Oh, my breasts, they're on fire! Oh,
yeah. She does need a good bra.
That bitch gonna burn her nipples off the big ass breasts she got. She needs some duct tape.
But okay, so let me say this too. This was interesting. Like, it was all very weird, like I said. But she's not paying attention to these cops that walk up to her. She has her headphones on. But when she does realize they're there for her, she's very calm. She doesn't turn the camera off. She doesn't do anything. And then in my mind, I'm like,
I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing, Brittany.
Okay, so and she hadn't did anything, right?
Yeah,
but,
okay. Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay?
But what I'm thinking is like, then I'm thinking, about Summer. Like, how do you know they weren't there for you for that? I don't know.
Empty. Listen. I don't care.
So why didn't she freak out?
Yeah, kinda.
I don't care.
I would have freaked out. But I don't deal with the police every day either.
You're not done. You're not Candus. They're in an alternate universe. Once you have decided that you don't care, that's what 9 times out of 10 led to this little girl getting missing. So what? The police show up, and
well, it's just kind of weird.
Inside, if you're empty inside, you're not going to feel anything.
She's probably there by now, but
I
think
they've been there by now. That's the whole point of the story. You got all these kids lost. You have been numb.
But I think it's kind of weird that she breaks down about the cornbread mafia and doesn't want to be interrogated.
That was bullshit, Jenny.
Jenny, you know better. It was bullshit.
It wasn't about no Jenny. It wasn't about no damn cornbread mafia.
No,
that bitch is trying to find a way to get out the stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wasted those people's money flying out there to Texas. I thought it was LA to Texas. You flew all the way out there off that man's dime to jump off the stage. Where the hell was going? It's just all a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game.
But I'm surprised she wasn't more freaked out by the cops. So maybe with her lack of you think she'd be very hyper vigilant, and that seeing the cops would do something.
Hyper vigilant. Oh my Lord.
No, I'm serious.
Okay, Jenny from the block, but she wasn't.
Yeah,
she did what she did.
And honestly, just the surroundings, because like I said, you could see people walking all behind her. You could see
Wendy Williams. How you doing?
I'm sorry, I can't stand that woman.
Look, how you doing? She ain't care. Oh, you want to come in? That's when you know motherfucker crazy. Come on in. Now, I was surprised they didn't have no drug paraphernalia laying around. You forgot about you laid a crack pipe out while you letting them in to come look for some damn Mexican children.
Oh, well, and she didn't. She didn't hesitate at all. That's what I'm saying. And okay, the funny thing about it is
you can come on in.
She's got these headphones on. You can hear them walk up, and she's sitting on a step, and she says, "Oh, excuse me, you can go by." It didn't even dawn on her that they were there for her. And then they said, "Oh, well, are you Candus?"
Maybe she's half asleep when she opened the door, Brittany.
Or she's sitting outside. But I would think she'd be more vigilant of the people around her as well, because there was all kinds of people walking around.
They're street people, and when you have lived a street person's life for a very long time, you become numb to basic shit that other people would be hyped up or concerned about. When you're a sociopath, you don't have that empathy. They care about what they want to care about. That's what a sociopath does. They emulate what is expected of them. So her acting like she cared for these Mexican children and this lady, that's all a farce, because she knows deep down inside she doesn't give a fuck about anything. She don't care about her kids. She don't care about that little girl missing. That's what they do. They emulate. That's what a sociopath does.
Yeah.
They emulate what's expected of them. Does not mean I actually feel that way. Oh, you hurt yourself. Oh, your dog is at the vet. I'm so sorry.
I would care if your dog was at the vet.
But what I'm saying is, I really don't give a fuck that your dog's at the vet. I just said that.
Queen.
Yeah, kind of like how you doing, but I don't really care how you doing, type thing.
Yeah, that's what a sociopath does.
Mm-hmm.
You cry and moan about a dog at the vet. I say, I'm so sorry to hear that. But deep down inside, I don't give a fuck about that dog.
See, we wouldn't be friends if that was the case.
And that's the frustrating part.
You're talking to me, Jenny?
I'm taking care of my dog.
No, I'm speaking of a sociopath, sweetheart.
Honey, I wouldn't be friends.
A sociopath does not care that your dog is at the vet. They're going to pretend that they're concerned. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Angela.
I see. I just
that's what a sociopath does. Oh, Jenny, your dog's at the vet. I'm so sorry. But deep down inside, I don't give a fuck about your dog.
And how are we friends? How are we friends again?
What do you mean?
Because I wouldn't be friends with someone that didn't care about animals and children.
Well, I don't have to tell you the truth, Jenny. I don't owe you a fucking explanation. I don't give a fuck about your dog. I don't really give a fuck about you. I'm a sociopath.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly right. Exactly what you're saying, because
I'm a pretender.
I saw how quick it was making me think last night, because you know me, if I seen a kid in need, I'm like, oh my God, how can we help? What can we do? It was really messing with me because she was seeming so concerned, but I had to check myself. I had to check myself because I know better. I know we've watched them for so long. I know better. And that's when it got to me, because I was like, is this a ruse for, like, you know, to get a Cash App, a PayPal? Because that's what they were, you know, saying, you know, maybe we can get.
I'll pay you money for a tent. You let me out on Amazon and send you money for a tent for your friends.
Yeah, and ultimately, and see, okay, so there was a person that came in and said that they would send them to
ugly. I'm being ugly during this live stream. Please pay me no mind.
And that's great, and I think that's awesome. That person did that. That's awesome, but that's where I had to stop myself last night.
News alert! Hey, Candus, I'll send you some cots to put in your bedroom to put your friends in there. Your newfound friends.
Oh, they called the cops on her. So let me ask this. This is something else that was interesting. Say those children were in her room last night. Are they not allowed to be around? Are they not allowed to have kids in their room? Are they not allowed to be around children?
Nobody can tell you that you can't be around children.
I don't know if she was not.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Issue.
It had to be a court order mandated that she couldn't be around children, and we haven't heard that.
Right. So that was kind of the interesting thing to me, is if those children would have been in that room, what would they have done? What could they have done? Like, what was really the point?
I'm calling because I'm messy, Brittany.
Yeah, it kind of made me mad, because, you know,
it was something to do to bother her and Dawn. That's all.
Well, maybe, and bring in those super chats. You never know.
Yeah, people are crafty. The channel could have seen them. I don't think that's what happened, but I don't know. It's a mess. They are messy, and they're just messy, and it's sad.
Nothing better to do.
I just cannot believe that this has gone on this long, and I have never seen this before in my life with parents of a missing kid. Like, it just blows my mind people can be like this, you know?
Well, and that was the thing last night.
I don't understand why you all are so shocked. Is it shocked because you just don't hear people act like this on social media? But there are people who are like this. Is what I'm confused. There are millions of people like this. This is why I don't understand you all. What are you saying?
I just couldn't imagine my child being taken away or missing and not fighting every breath to get back to him.
Children, and they've done absolutely nothing to find their children.
They've
lied. They've gotten drunk. They just didn't do it on social media every day where everybody could see it and made it to YouTube. That's the only difference.
Yeah, and that's just it. And that's why I feel like this case has, captured so many people, and why so many people can't leave it alone. Because, when has any missing child's parent got up here and drunk, cussed each other out, got in arguments, got a DUI on a live, took a poop on a live?
These rednecks right here. That's who.
I mean,
rednecks right here. These two rednecks right here, that's who.
They're just a whole mess.
Yeah, people like them every day. They just never made it to YouTube. Don't get on YouTube. There's somebody right now just lost custody of their children. They're at home right now smoking a crack pipe, smoking meth.
Yeah.
They ain't on YouTube.
They're definitely functioning addicts. I'll give them that.
Oh. Stay in trouble. Broke the law. Tons of children. 1 over here, 8 over here, 6 over here. A dime a dozen. I just don't know their name. That's all.
I can just say that I am so grateful I didn't grow up with Facebook and Snapchat and whatever else I got now. I am very grateful I did not.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because?
Because I wasn't a pretty child. No. Because I went through my rebellious streak and the way I was back then, like, Lord, I'm just grateful none of it.
So what were you doing rebelling? What kind of rebellion were you doing?
I mean, it was.
Oh my God, you're not a good lawyer.
I didn't become a nurse. Darn it. I just like when you're like, okay, so I was raised in a very religious, sheltered environment, and so when I hit about 17, I went nuts and I dyed my hair and I.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Becky dyed her hair. Shut up!
I know.
I thought you were going to tell me you was just really wild and out, smoking, chiefing, getting high, broke into somebody's house. What? Stole a car?
No, I didn't do that. I mean, I dyed my hair and I went and got married in another country.
Oh wow!
And let's see. I didn't do like I smoked pot when I was 21, and yeah. So I mean, nothing to write home about, but I'm very happy that
they need to send the law after you.
Guilty as charged.
Yes, guilty.
She said I dyed my hair.
You're heathen, you.
I'm telling you. Well, I didn't.
I shot the sheriff.
I know, but I did shoot the deputy.
Maybe we need to go find a deputy.
I'd probably marry
him. Outrageous.
But
I shot the sheriff. Hey, I'm gonna turn that on after this live.
I got my first tattoo when I was like 29, right? I didn't show my parents. I got my whole arm done when I was
see
20.
you done up.
I didn't show my parents for like a year after.
You're a little rebel. Your other arm done up. What's that all about?
Well, I didn't know how they would react, and they're religious, and so I didn't want to like disappoint my dad and everything, and so I kept wearing sweaters, and thankfully they live in another state. But when they came to visit, I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and my dad was like, "What's that on your arm?" And I was like, "Oh God!" So
I mean, you got it going down the forearm and every damn thing.
Yeah, it's like
Jesus, where?
Yeah, I kind of went.
Yeah, you rebel hard.
Yeah, but I didn't break the law, so.
Okay, that's right.
So what is all these tattoos about, ma'am?
Well, these are my let's see, these are my dogs, and this is my grandpa's ranch in Idaho.
His what?
His ranch.
Yeah.
Girl,
wow.
Yeah.
A ranch. Damn.
Yeah.
Can we see it? Get a little closer.
Oh my God! Let's see this half of here.
Hold on,
get a little closer.
It's a bridge that he built, and it's going up to Salmon, and he built that, and so
wow.
And then I got this one for everybody, all my family. I have flowers for all my family members, and then my daughter, she wrote a book in elementary, a little story, and I took the character and I had her put on my arm.
Oh, I just got a tattoo the other week.
Oh my! Of what, Brittany?
Oh, it's my son. We went to this party, and it was like a Kentucky Derby party, not a party. But there was a restaurant we went to after it was called Tattoos and Booze, and it was a nice little place, but they did tattoos there. So it's just my son's name on like my wrist.
Now,
it's really small.
Drink and get a tattoo? I thought you weren't supposed to drink and get a tattoo.
Well, I don't know. That's what I've always heard too. But I don't know. They did it. I mean, it is literally, that's the name of the place, is Tattoos and Booze.
See what happens. Come to this channel.
No, you never know what you're gonna get.
That's true.
Last night we went all over the place.
Yeah, we was in Toledo, Ohio, Ohio. We was in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. We were everywhere last night. Jeez. Well, I'm almost at 4 hours, so I'm gonna have to cut this live short. I was expecting to go this long, but cap on out of the 3 topics.
Well, thank you, Queen. Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome, dear.
Thanks,
I'll try to come back tomorrow with more stimulating conversation. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny from the block.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
So we're pulling that hair.
Okay. Brittany, anything you'd like to say? I don't know. She didn't tap out. Brittany. She's gone. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you all so much for following this network. God bless all of you. This was a 3-part live pertaining to R. Kelly, who feels neglected in jail due to his health care issues. Ohio father, Mr. Chad Dorman, has been charged with executing 3 of his children. Ohio has the death penalty. We will see if they will exact the death penalty. His wife was also wounded trying to grab the gun. And Candus's YouTube stalkers following her down to Arkansas. More harassment, more silliness and nonsense just for YouTube views and likes, which is pretty pathetic to me. I mean, there comes a time when you have to know your lane and know when to leave well enough alone. We all kind of jumped into the hype at the beginning of this story of this baby girl missing, but it's now 2 years in. Enough's enough. Leave those people alone. Let them live their lives. When it's time for justice to be served, I pray that the right people will stand account for the disappearance of the child if indeed she is no longer alive, was harmed, and then buried. But I do not believe Summer Wells is alive. I don't think that she is. And that's just my personal feelings. But I don't have the gumption to follow Candus and Don around and knock on doors and film their car. I believe you're asking for trouble when you do this type of behavior. And it shows me that you're a very lonely individual and that you didn't have a life before YouTube. And that's just how I feel, that a lot of these people were just lonely vessels before joining YouTube. And they're now capitalizing off of other people's, misery and miserable lives and decisions to make YouTube videos. And you're going to have to pay the piper just as well as these people. That's the one thing that some of you don't understand. You're going to have to pay the piper too. And it may not be what you think. It may not turn out the way you think. Because you're sinking in the abyss and you don't even know it. Because you keep on fucking around with these people who are street people, who are addicts, murderers. You're going to end up in a worse place than them. Because if this crime was orchestrated for the disappearance of Summer Wells, what makes you think your ass can't get gone? So just keep going around there poking and prodding with those two. You're gonna get fucked up. You're gonna go in the wrong place, wrong time, pulling that camera out, pulling that phone out, and somebody's gonna beat the brakes off your ass. And I'm surprised nobody's done it to several of you, because some of you have done some outrageous, outlandish shit, going to people's jobs and stuff, yelling in front of people's houses, shit I wouldn't even think of doing. Whether I think these people had something to do with a crime or not, parent had something to do with a crime. I'm not going on nobody's property hooping and hollering. I'm not raising the dead in somebody's neighborhood where people are taxpayers and homeowners, and you wouldn't want it done in your nasty, janky ass neighborhood. So why are you doing it to other people? You all are going to pay the heavy price. You think you're right fighters. You think you're doing this for the children, the missing people. You don't give a fuck about Summer Wells. You don't care nothing about these other people missing, dead. You don't care nothing about these people. You're just trying to get money so you can travel around and harass more people. And that's why I said it's a price to pay for doing this. Believe me. All of you that's doing it. JLR, Betty, all of you. You're going to fuck around in the right backyard and somebody's going to knock your block off. And then you'll be a YouTube video. You'll be a news story. And the first thing people are going to say is, I told you so. I told you they were going to get it. Because they know when to stop and stay out of people's lanes. You've made your fucking point. Now leave them fucking people alone down there. And go find something productive to do with your damn time. Because in the end, you really don't care anything about the storyline. You don't care anything about those people. You don't care anything about the children. missing, dead. You don't carry anything. This is all for clout. All for a video, a like, monetization, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. That's all you care about. YouTube is a hustle, bottom line. Okay? Google owns this company. They're making mad money off of commercials and advertisements. But most of us are getting nickels and dimes for the content that we make. And some of us really do real research and real work. Some of you don't do shit. But stand outside of people's houses filming their fucking mailbox numbers and the tag on their car. That ain't shit. A 5-year-old can do that. Bring real content. Do real research. You can't do that because it takes up too much time. You rather try to milk these people out their money and they go ride down the highway and film somebody's fucking hotel room and their back tag of their car. Well, keep doing that and see how that works out for you. Because I got a feeling that's going to soon come to an end. That tagging folks out of town, showing up at people's doors and doorways and driveways. You're going to go to the right door, the right driveway. Your ass ain't going to come out of there. I want to thank you all for following the network. 3-part live. Check out my live from earlier. You all have a wonderful week. My movie of the week is Mama, now playing on Tubi. And my documentary is White Boy. This is the life story of white boy Rick out of Detroit, Michigan. Thank you for your time. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during my live stream. Thank you, dear. You're very welcome. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for those new subs and those joining the chat. Once again, I'll be back tomorrow with stimulating conversation and commentary updates. Please check my community board for said polls and news stories. You have been listening to The Vault. Audra, nobody wants to hear that shit you're talking about. He did marry her. Now I gotta go. I don't have time for this drama. Y'all have a wonderful evening. This is The Vault XL. Crazy bats.